7 o'clock in St. Louis, you are listening to The Morning After, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen from the Stiefel Studios on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with you on the presentation. Little Jackie Papers. Loved that Rascal Puff is on the ones and twos, and we welcome you to our Healthcare Evolution 7 o'clock hour. It's a program that welcomes your participation by calling in, by texting in, by opening up your YouTube app and typing in TMA STL and interacting with friends in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. And, of course, you're rewarded handsomely by participating in the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Text in 314-399-9646. It's the Air Comfort Service text inbox. Call in 314-974-0101. Collier and Thompson phone lines. And, of course, email in for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email the day, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Every day at about 7:01, Doug Vaughn is given a charge. Dustin McClendon of Lifetime Roofing said, this is what I need out of this show. I need Doug to captain the ship to get you clowns to the proper lead story. And Doug, here on June 25th, 2026, you have decided it is the United States taking on Turkey in a dead rubber in a mere 14 hours.
No, it isn't. It isn't. The lead is the St. Louis Cardinals, bitten by the Rattlers last night, 9-4 tub thumping. Not very attractive game.
You're attractive.
Cardinals have now lost, 5 out of 7. The pitching really starting to leak. A little disappointed. Still in the wild card spot. Hello, wild card daddy, likey. But falling 7 behind the Brewers now in the division. So
Brewers win again.
Yeah. That's all they do, Martin.
Brewers win again. 20. They are 20 games over 500.
Yeah, with that pitching, it's going to be really tough to catch the Brewers.
There were a lot of TMA loyal listeners to the ball game last night. A gentleman came up to me and said, Martin, what's the lead tomorrow? And I said, I don't decide. And then I shaved and I said, and you don't decide, quite frankly, my friend. I said,
it's Doug Vaughn.
Doug Vaughn decides.
That's in the contract. Just like, Martin, the gold bullion, which will be rolled in here. I think they're going to do it at 8 o'clock on the Polos Plus dossier because, Doug, you hit 7,000 subscribers on the TMA STL YouTube channel.
Nice.
And your agent negotiated in your contract these different tranches, you called it, where you hit 7,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel and you received gold.
And now I'm looking at property in Naples, Tim.
Bullion. Mm-hmm. You're going to Naples?
I think so.
I always thought you were an Atlantic side guy.
No. I do Naples. Fort Myers.
Big Walt is Naples, but he said it's an hour and 15 commute to a Panthers game. Not bad.
I like that.
That's kind of the move.
Doug, is that across Alligator Alley?
Oh, it sure is. You can drive about 100 miles an hour. Just hope you don't hit a gator. Because they're out there on the highway sometimes.
Heads up, everybody. Doug, the Cardinals are dealing with a Matthew Liberatore situation. I think if you wanted to really dial in specifically what Cardinal fans are talking about this morning, it's a problem. And there's a usual consistent theme to his outings where you're like, oh, he's got it. And then, boy, does it go quick.
You know what that is? That's a relief pitcher. He's a relief pitcher. He's really good for a couple innings, and then he kind of runs out of steam. I think he'd be an excellent addition to the bullpen.
Doug, yes, Doug.
I don't know.
Does that change your mind?
I don't know how many more times they can run him out there and expect a different result. But I think he is a valuable major league pitcher, but I just think he belongs in the pen.
It's starting to have a Fetty feel when you look up and go, oh, who's starting?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah. It's going to be tough to get a win tonight because 4th inning could be problems. 5th inning could be problems.
And the issue with that goes beyond just that game is then it stretches your bullpen thin, and there's a domino effect. We saw what it was like. Now, I wouldn't put this on the Liberatore start, considering that was well before the outing 2 nights ago in which the Cardinals had no one pitching behind Leahy, and that exposed them to the debacle in the 9th inning. But last night, you get Liberatore, who gives up a couple hits early on, but then has a perfect 2nd and 3rd, and then we start to experience some carnage, which is usually right in that 4th or 5th inning. And to his credit, he was able to get out there into the 6th, but overall, it's so bad that it just compounds, and it happens so damn quickly. In an actual literal time sense, it's a matter of minutes. You go from, hold on a second, they were winning, and now they're down 6-1. What the hell just happened?
And if you're thinking, oh, it's time to bring up Hunter Dobbins, he got lit up last night by the Jacksonville, what's their name?
Shrubs, fighting
Jumbo
shrubbery.
Shrimp. The Jumbo Shrimp got him for 6 runs in 4 innings.
And I think the Liberatore problem is more pronounced because he was your opening day starter. I think they've looked at him as a potential ace at some point. I think if this were Leahy or Palante, it's all right, just boom to the pen. But I think with Liberatore, the hope was that he would be a top-of-the-rotation type guy. After Kansas City, they thought he was tipping pitches, and maybe he was doing it again last night. At some point, though, if one of your downfalls is tipping pitches, then Doug, I would recommend don't do that.
Stop tipping.
I think I should have been in the post-game last night and said, if you've been tipping your pitches, don't do that.
Yeah.
But his ERA in June is over 10. I understand the idea that this year's about growth and getting guys, to find out what do you have. But if it keeps happening, it's got to be demoralizing to the rest of the team.
Yeah. And this is year 5 with him. I think they got to kind of know at this point what they have with him, I would think. I mean, how many years do you get of runway?
6.
I guess. It's about what Gorman had about this long a runway, too, before they finally said, well, it's just not working.
They're going to announce the winner of the Randy Arozarena Matthew Liberatore trade coming up on the 6th anniversary of Randy's Instagram live on Randy's Instagram. So that's going to be kind of a fun full circle moment to decide who won the trade.
Liberatore only has 2.1 years of service time.
He got here. He pitched in 9 games in 2022, 22 games in 2023.
Yes.
Okay.
60 games in 2024 when he was a reliever, 29 games last year, and he's been in 16 games this year. He's got 136 career games in the major leagues.
Just wanted to put the record out there. 2.144. But he fell into the Super 2 threshold, which means he's in his first year of salary arbitration.
Well, maybe this text could apply to Martin and Papers. All caps, Tim.
Uh-oh, somebody's not happy.
Martin, he has been a Cardinal for years. Stop being insulting. Come on. That's from Lisa, who's been described as a gem.
Wow.
Yet she's out of the gate hot.
Uh-oh.
What did I say that would have prompted that?
I don't know. What's going on with Lisa? Is this the real Lisa Jackson, or is somebody hacked into Lisa's account?
I'm trying to think. What did I say?
I think you said the Cardinals want to see what they have.
Yes, that's what. I'm not trying to insult you. He's been in the bullpen. He became a starter in recent years. They were hoping and believing he could be a top of the rotation guy, and this is what they're finding out is that maybe he's not. I'm not sure. Sorry, you're insulted.
Martin has apologized to Lisa, and maybe we'll be able to move forward. Lisa, you can call in at 314-974-0101 to really go after Martin if you would like. Also down at Memphis last night, Doug, Josh Baez hit his 26th
Yes, he did.
home run and going 2 for 4.
And Gorman went 0 for 4. Gorman's played 2 games, and he struck out 6 times in those 2 games.
He's heating up.
He's not heating up. He just isn't. He struck out 4 times in his debut. Last night he struck out 2 times in 4 at-bats.
So that's better.
Yep.
We're seeing. He's
twice as good.
You think he's seeing the ball better?
Guys, Keith Hernandez doesn't think the PCA trade worked out for the Mets. That's from the hunchback of Vaughn Castle.
So he's willing to say it early. So maybe the Liberatore or Rosarena trade, we need to make a declaration today.
Yeah.
We'll do that at 8:01.
8:01, that's right after Doug is presented with his gold bullion for the TMA STL YouTube channel, reaching 7,000 subscribers. Michael-HS3BI says, what makes Liberatore's start even worse is Leahy, who you don't expect a lot from, pitched his ass off, and the Cardinals still lost. That's from Michael HS3BI in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat.
Okay.
Doug, you were
I know where he's going, but
what would you
don't
do,
know
in all seriousness, what would you do with Liberatore? Move him to the bullpen.
I would.
And then just say to him, listen, you need a little mental break. We're not saying you aren't a starter, whatever, and it's the big leagues, man. You're not getting enough outs. Because if they're trying to find out what they have, we could argue he's shown you what you have.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Lisa has a busy day of running errands in her recalled Tahoe, followed by yelling at her kids playing at the Woodlands tonight. That's from Doug's prison wallet. Recalled Tahoe? And then what's the Woodlands?
I think that's kind of a Cottleville slam is what they're trying to do.
I thought that was outside Houston, the Woodlands.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It is an area outside, but there's a ball field. If your kids play baseball, Tim, you'll be out there. You'll spend, I don't know, about 9 hours on a Saturday.
Ooh, nice. Must be a twin bill.
You know?
When I pass by that Chesterfield Athletic Association baseball complex, it is packed all the time. I mean, packed with people.
And then when your kid loses on Saturday in the late game, the coach is, all right, first up on Sunday, 8 o'clock. Let's get here at 7. And you're like,
Ooh, get some work in.
so the cooler I had's got a few things left. All right, let's re-ice it. Okay, we'll be back tomorrow.
Can we let Liberatore and Gorman be roommates in Springfield? That's from In DeBoer We Trust.
Well,
send Velasquez down and bring Baez up. This team needs another spark. That's from the never-ending wipe.
yeah, well, you don't want Baez to sit on the bench at all, ever. So who are you going to sit? You going to sit Newt or Church? If Baez comes up, it's got to be to play probably every day.
I've noticed you haven't played that dumbass song about Walker chasing home runs. 3 home runs in the last 27 games. That's from the Gray Summit Gray Goose Guzzler and Doug. They have turned on us this morning.
So their anger is not at the local ball team. It's at us and our stupid songs.
Played it on Monday.
Gray Goose Guzzler. Jackson played it on Monday. If you want a podcast, it's brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. That's Jason Gosrow.
Walker is continuing to hit for a nice average, though.
Mm-hmm. Boy, that ball he hit, he just smokes it. When he does connect, I was telling Doug this before the show, just watching him come to the plate, if you're down there at the old ball yard. Papers, did you go?
I did not.
I was looking for you.
I did not go.
I circled the building.
Oh, you were going to the Papers and then something happened?
I kicked around the idea, but no, did not go.
Why do you hate Libby starts?
Oh, I wish I was trying to recruit friends, and they were all
Private Citizen Pete?
Yeah, they were all being swaffed.
That's interesting, Tim, because somebody invited him to go to the ball game and had a ticket for him, and he just didn't kick those tires. Jan, dancing. Well, if you called up Baez, let's workshop it, Doug. Again, what about...
For the record, do you think this is even live?
No. It's got to be. I think you have to consider it soon, though. And although offense, for the most part, is not the issue with this team. But if he were here and you could easily send Velasquez down, could you do 4 for 3, Doug? So that you move Newt and you got Church, okay, Walker. Everybody gets a little break here and there. You got 4 guys for 3 spots. Maybe.
I guess you could. I'd like to see it. I don't think that they'll do it.
I don't either, but I'm just saying you could.
And Martin,
justify
why don't
it.
you think they will?
I think they're just waiting and don't want to rush a guy. They keep, when they say, well, we've seen in the past, you bring up a guy too soon, which I think is their version of what happened to Walker, without saying, hey, the previous crew screwed up Walker. I think they're just being overly careful. I would, for the record, I'd bring him up. Why not? Guys, what more can you do at that level? What more can you do?
Anytime I see you go Velasquez, Fermin in the 4 or 5 spots, you're just going, okay. And don't get me wrong, I know Fermin had a good game last night, but that we were talking, when things were going better, offensively in particular, about how these call-ups had played a role in lengthening the lineup, and now that's a step backward. Of course, talking about the lineup is really distracting from what the core issue is, and you have a guy who was your opening day starter, who at this point is a significant liability, and it's not only on the innings when he's on the mound, but the domino effect on the bullpen. Ali Marmol talked about that following last night's loss. Here is the Cardinal manager on Matthew Liberatore.
I was encouraged by how the first 3 innings looked, especially against this lineup. We talked about it prior to the series starting. This was going to be a really tough matchup for them. They're in the top of the league, and just overall damage against left-handed starters, left-handed pitching in general. So this was going to be a real test for them. So the first 3 went well, and we just have to solve for the big innings against them. It happens more often than he would like, we would like, and it's something that we have to continue to figure out an answer for. Over the last several starts, we've taken him out and not allowed him to go back out there after damage was already done, right? For him to go back out and get 5 of the next 6 outs based on where our bullpen was, it was important, man. Like, we can't just continue to tax the pen based on not going deep into games. There's going to be weeks where it flip-flops, where the starters are really good, and that's just baseball. But our pen has been used pretty heavily, so him going back out and finding a way to get us some more outs in that game allowed us to use one less arm, which was important.
Yeah, well, there is that. I can understand that point. I was surprised he went back out for the 5th inning. But as it turned out, it worked out. Did save another bullpen arm. If there's anything positive at all to take from the start, I guess maybe that's it.
For the record, the Cardinal win total through 78 games in 2026 is 42. The Cardinal win total through 78 games in 2025, 42. They are exactly where they were at this time last year, 42 and 36.
Fun with numbers there.
I guess it's fun.
Yeah.
I guess, you know what, it is fun.
It was a good time. I really enjoyed myself.
Rusty Shackelford is not enjoying himself listening to the program. Please stop having conversations about the return music. PLTDers have no idea what is going on. It's annoying. I shouldn't expect much from a program that calls 2 people chairman, bunch of Johnny F-arounds, and he used the F word, which I will later on this evening sit down with my children and explain to them.
Okay.
Because they podcast later in the day, and they're like, Dad, we just heard the part about the F around.
Yeah, I'll have to have a sit down.
Sit down, Jim.
What was that?
Holiday telling
Sit down,
Jim. What was the context of that? Was he in the studio with...
Papers was 12 when that was said.
Almost certainly directed to the cat.
All right, but in a media scrum...
Mark, now you're starting to realize why Jackson didn't take you up on the invite.
Too many questions.
What?
You just want to enjoy your life.
I just don't. I don't
You want to be
remember
peppered.
You're asking me about thousands
I'm
upon
not asking
thousands
you.
of
I'm
hours.
asking the group. Doug was there. He doesn't know the years. Tim remembers everything.
Yeah.
Why did Matt Holliday say, sit down, Jim? I would like to know,
Sit down,
Doug.
Jim.
I have a feeling that was at spring training.
Cat may have rushed him, looking for a little brawl.
It does sound like spring training.
Or maybe he's standing at the picnic table, having a visit, wearing the headset because there weren't enough seats because we don't always plan things. And then Holliday says, sit down, Jim.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Thanks.
Rusty Shackelford has to be from the 636. That's from Jugs in D.C. No, he's a 5'7"3"er. Fight Tiger. Beat UAPB.
UAPB.
Isn't that the first opponent?
Arkansas, Pine Bluff.
Oh, okay. That's where he's from? The Pine Bluff area?
No, 573 is where the phone number is.
Yeah,
But,
where's that? What's 573?
Columbia, Missouri. Fight Tiger. beat
Mid-Missouri.
UAPB.
Okay.
Boy, true son.
Sorry, I forgot the area code.
Although I was
lived
leaving the
50
game
years
last
ago.
night, I met a gentleman from Cape Girardeau, John Rice. I'm leaving, and he said, Martin, I watch you guys every day.
He's a YouTube guy.
From Cape Girardeau. He said, John Rice out of Cape Girardeau. He said, I'm a 5'7" guy, and I watch you every day.
How about that, Doug?
I'm going to sit up straight for John Rice here.
Nothing else on TV, I guess.
Oh,
Jugs in D.C., who said that text had to have been from the 636 with regard to Rusty Shackelford, and then finding out that it's from the 573 says that makes even more sense. That's Jugs, and he's in the District of Columbia.
He's calling him out as a Hoosier?
I don't think we are in any position to speak on behalf of our Capitol correspondent.
No.
That guy is lawyered up, as you know.
Okay. All right.
Hey, boys, I can meet the angry texters at Starbucks. Get these busy hands something to do. You guys deserve a better audience. Well, at least Tim does. That's from Dick Groat's Gagger. Doug?
Like, this is so weird.
Is that gluten-free perk?
Tawny.
Holiday?
Tawny.
Yeah.
Our old friend Tawny. Haven't seen her in many years.
Yeah, she was at Plowhawk's wedding.
I guess she was. Well, so I haven't seen her in a year. 1 year.
Carrot cake.
Claves has made that conversation here. And somebody was mad, maybe it was Rusty, about Walker not being a good comp for Baez because when Walker made the team in 2023, he had been in Double-A the year before. Remember, he made the opening day roster in 2023, then they famously sent him back down. The comp for them is that they just don't want to get it wrong. It doesn't matter that, okay, one guy's in AAA, the other guy came from, the point is that's why they're being, in my opinion, a little careful. However, I think Baez has done enough. At some point, you owe it to the guy. I do. I really do. And you don't want to screw him up. I understand that. But I think a lot of his metrics have improved in the last month. Why not?
October Pontooner is bad also.
Okay.
Win total is the same, and so is attendance. Stop the lie of increased attendance. That's from October Pontooner.
Yeah, not a great crowd. For June, with a team that's been fun. And
But
you got a
Doug
lot
has
of,
been lying about increased attendance now for months, and I think it is important that you stop it.
Well, I guess we could look up what the attendance is compared to last year if we had much of an interest in doing that.
Have you replaced your Billiken cash for talking about the Billikens with Cardinal attendance cash?
No, I banked all that. That went into the Naples property.
Nice.
It just seems like there's been more people in the park this year than last, doesn't it? Without looking
There's
it up.
definitely been more energy, and there haven't been as many nights where you look up and it's just vacant.
Yeah.
But plenty of open seats last night.
Caller Ellen is on the Callier and Thompson phone lines, Doug, and she wants to talk it over. Caller Ellen, good morning. You're on with Doug Vaughn on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel.
Hello, LZ.
Anytime I can be in the proximity of Doug Vaughn is a good day.
Oh,
Clip that off.
thank you. Thank you so much, Ellen.
Indeed.
Did you call to rip
So
me?
here's no. Are you kidding? You're a gentleman. I would never do that.
Okay.
I don't think I ever have argued. Well, I probably argued with you, but that's different.
Oh, sure.
So I remember when they brought up Jordan Walker, and I think this is what just screwed him up from the jump. Remember they did that whole Instagram thing of him coming into Ollie's office, and it's like, you've made the team. And they just set this guy up to fail. It was terrible. You know what I mean?
Ellen, but a lot of,
like,
and I'm going to get my rights holder badge, Tim, but a lot of, all the teams do that when they have a young prospect who gets a chance at the big league level. They roll out the video. Hey, you're getting the call. I mean, I don't know that.
Really? Because I just
They all
remember
do.
it being like this coronation, and it was like, oh, he's going from Double-A to the major leagues, and then 10 days later they sent him down. It's like, no wonder he was just totally mind bleep.
Right. No, I have a bigger problem with the sending down than the calling up. I thought that was mishandled for sure.
Well, but they didn't do that with Weatherholt, did they, this year?
Yes.
They didn't do the big
No, they did.
coronation?
They did a video.
They did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm an old. I miss these things.
All
What can I tell you?
these the teams love that. They do it all the time.
They're just going for a feel-good moment there on video.
They did it with
Get
Bobby
people
Witt.
excited.
Yeah, they've done it with a bunch of guys.
I like it better when they do the, hey, read the dad joke or whatever they do when they're walking out of the tunnel. That's, I don't know. I feel like it puts undue pressure on those guys, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't pretend to understand the mind of athletes, but I know that would make me feel undue pressure.
Well, let's get Chaim on the show and we'll say call up Baez, but don't do a video. How about that?
Yes, thank you.
All right,
Yes,
Martin.
thank
Okay,
you,
all right, we got this.
Martin. That's my only comment. Everyone feel free to dump on me, but I will say on the way out, if that was, I joined late, but if somebody was dumping all over Lisa, Gem Lisa, was it Gem Lisa? That somebody
Yeah,
was
Lisa, who
dumping all
Jackson
over?
describes as a gem.
She's a gem.
She's a gem. So whoever the person was who dumped all over her, just back off, Jack. She's royalty, so stop it.
Back off, Jack.
Caller Ellen, the Worson Woods Wacko has extended an invitation. Ellen, any chance you can hook up with me and Sharon?
Oh, gosh.
God. Wow, that's quite an invite. I'm going to have to think about that one.
Nice,
you are
Doug.
gonna
We're starting to
consider
make
it.
things
All right.
happen.
Appreciate it.
And
The
the
less
worst,
popular MFF.
Worson Woods likes to roll video when he makes these invites, so be ready.
Oh, dear God.
For Instagram.
All right. Well, I guess I'm in good company with Sharon,
Yep.
even though I'm unbelievably jealous of her and her lifestyle.
Yeah, she
gotta
rules
figure it
deep.
out.
Yeah, she does.
She
$50
does.
million
It's
house
nice
down
not
there
to
in
work for a
Sanibel.
living. Yeah.
Thank you, Caller
Pretty
Ellen.
nice. Yes, boys. Bye.
All right, we'll see you, LZ.
So threesome with Orson Woods Wacko, Sharon and Clayton, and Caller Ellen. That'll be fun. I don't know if we're going to cover that or not, Jackson, but our TMA social media team
Yeah, we can get out there.
will cover the invite at the very least, Martin.
Moises Dalu texts in and says, okay, Ellen, that's enough. Finish my sandwich. That's just wrong.
Tommy Two Guns. I love the call-up videos. Stop it, Ellen. All I'm saying is those are very common.
Yeah.
Most teams do that. And they did it with Walker when he made the team in 2023.
Guys, I'm a caller Ellen, Chairman Steve, Brian Henshin, and caller Adam Lemming. That's from Uncle Wally's Plastic Ear.
Uncle Wally used to come to St. Louis every year or so for a new plastic ear.
This was Doug's uncle. He had a plastic.
Where do you grab something like that? Grandpa Pigeons?
Barnes.
Barnes,
Went to
okay.
Barnes.
According to Baseball Reference, Cardinal attendance is as follows. In 2026, the average is 27,911 per game. In 2025, the average 27,778 per game. Doug, if we were taking a look at our year-over-year analysis, we would call it essentially flat. There is a small increase.
A little over 100 people.
That's right.
But some of us can tell just by looking at the stadium that there's 100 people more here than there were last year at this time.
That's correct.
But that is paid attendance, and a lot of those paid attendance figures from the last few years, people didn't show up.
Correct. I think that is correct. More people are showing up. Because the last couple of years, the paid looked awfully empty at times.
Yeah, there was times a couple of years ago you could get a lower deck seat behind home plate for about $6.
Ellen, can I get in on the action? Are you into short, overweight guys? That's from the unknown DJ. So he is offering his services.
Women are. It's rhetorical. All women are.
Now
all women are into short overweight guys.
Really fat guys. Yeah. That's been my experience.
Now the real unknown DJ is
Jeff Suppan,
and he is in town as of tonight.
Did he get the flight earlier?
He texted me last night, and he said, I called the show yesterday.
I saw Papers interacting with him.
He said he called the show looking for me, but I was gone, which is interesting because he was texting my cell phone. I thought, well, you probably could have called this phone. But he said, I wasn't able to reach you today. I called the show. Like, the only place he can reach me is show hours. But he's wanting to join us tomorrow. We're just coordinating the logistics.
studio?
He said he would love to come out and be in the studio.
Oh, how we got Matthew Kachuk at 7 o'clock and Jeff Suppan in studio, Doug? How much more can you give us?
Not much
Big
more.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, let's see, I'm not sure where I'm staying. I would love to get into the studio. Think it would be fun. So we're going to try and make it happen.
Oh, that'd be fabulous.
Unknown DJ in studio. Other unknown DJ soliciting participation in the threesome with the Worsom Woods Wacko. Caller Ellen and Sharon and Clayton. Caller Ellen has responded to the unknown DJ's proposal, and she says short and overweight? Ooh la la. So it sounds like she's intrigued.
Yeah. We've stumbled onto something.
But I've always heard tall, dark, and handsome. But it's actually short and overweight?
That's fake news. Yes. Yes, it is.
All right, I guess I'll pack on some weight, and I'll go out there and be Wilt Chamberlain in Clayton this weekend. Let's go, Papers. That's from Jackson summer basketball coach. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Just in general?
All it says.
Yeah, let's go. Hell yeah. Let's get after it.
He texted in to say, let's go, Papers.
That's what it says. That's all it says.
Let's roll. I'm into it.
What prompted that?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Let's go, Jackson.
Does it need prompting? You know? Sometimes you just fire it up.
Like a buddy.
Ready to attack a Thursday.
It feels like a buddy film, like a cop movie. Like, let's go. Ready? We just kind of grab our holster and we head out the door.
Yeah,
Let's
like
go.
Jeremy Renner in The Town.
Let's go.
That's the working title of the film. Let's go, Papers.
There we go.
You can participate in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. There are now 7,000 subscribers. Pondoff's Anonymous is talking to Walrus King, who's talking to Soul Train Dancer and Aunt Bob. Doug, they're all in there talking to Helmet Nacho, Heaven, and Scorzy. It's the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat.
What was the name of the guy who hosted Soul Train? Who was that?
Don Cornelius.
Oh, that's right. That's right. With a big, deep voice.
Oh, man. I'm telling you.
Quite a little show.
There it is. That was a regular appearance on Soul Train.
That was never on Soul Train.
You can text in 314-399-9646. Call in, just like caller Ellen did. 314-974-0101. You call into the show, you walk away with a threesome that can turn into a foursome. So if that's not an incentive, I don't know what is. And then, of course, you can email in the morning after at InsideSTL.com for our design, air, heating, and cooling email of the day. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. It's all on the Polos Plus dossier because that email today comes your way at 9:45. Polos Plus, Andrew Hubbard, Corey Lawson, and Polos Plus. It is wonderful to hear. I was emailing with Andrew, was it yesterday or was it 2 days ago?
Oh, I don't know the days, Tim.
Emailing, but he said, man, the TMA listeners who have started reaching out to Polos Plus and doing business with them, that's what it's all about. So if you have a business or just a neighborhood or a team or a school and you are looking for high quality merchandise with which Polos Plus partners like Carhartt, Travis Matthews, Nike, Under Armour, and more, they will put your logo on it and cater to the small businesses, small schools, take your pick. It doesn't matter. That's what they do. They have created our TMA merch. My hat that I am wearing, for those of you in the YouTube chat, was created by Polos Plus. They're online at polosplus.com. The TMA ecosystem of sponsors with Seth Goldcamp and Design Air Heating and Cooling, James Carlton with the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, and Mark Hanna with Evergreen Wealth Strategies, doing business now with Polos Plus. So check them out. Next time somebody at your office, your kid's team, your neighborhood, whatever, needs branded gear, send them to Polos Plus. That's polosplus.com. And if you're interested in TMA merch, like this hat, go to polosplus.com, and you will see the TMA tab at the top of the page, and then you are in the TMA store. When you click on it for polos, T-shirts, hats, and a women's line, because this show essentially has become The View. And that's a great thing for us as far as both the demographic and the hosts. Yeah.
We got to be The View?
Yep. So that's kind of a fun thing when you look at the market research.
Oh, God.
PolosPlus.com, sponsor of the dossier. This is TMA 101 ESPN. All right, who doesn't like this song, Doug? Grey Goose, Grey Summit, Guzzler. But then there's the guy who doesn't want us playing in songs.
This one plays on YouTube.
I thought you said you couldn't play AI.
Well, Chairman uses his.
I've given him exclusive rights.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah, we got the go ahead there from the producer.
Nice.
Is this song getting a considerable amount of play, amount of clicks?
Are you looking at homes in Huntley, Ladue, or Frontenac?
Upon review of my latest earnings, I might be getting a home, maybe like Festus.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Martin, I have a question, logistic question that you might not be privy to, but I feel like of everyone on the dais, you're most likely to be privy to.
Okay.
So the All-Star game, you have to have one player. Each team gets one player.
Correct.
Yet the Cardinals are doing an all-out 2008 presidential style rollout of
Right.
Vote Walker for, or any presidential. Like, it's just like this heavy rollout for Vote Walker. But aren't they already going to have somebody like?
You're guaranteed, right?
Like why? Like they have
I
all the
think-
guys in the Vote Walker shirt, and I obviously went Jordan Walker in the All-Star game, and yeah.
I think the point is they think he should be voted in, then he'd be a starter. So there's a little more prestige, like
okay.
opening night lineup, and from your Cardinals, instead of sitting on the bench, pinch hitting in the fourth inning, fifth inning. I think that's what they're going for, is saying he deserves to be a starter, make sure he gets there, vote him in. But yeah, early on when media types would say, oh my God, they better get him, he's going to be at the All-Star game. You're right. I mean, Paul DeYoung made it one year hitting like 250.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has a rep.
They want him to start, you nerd. That's from Steven
Hey,
Tyler.
listen,
come on.
I was
everybody is
I was
just-
open to being schooled by that. I get it. Okay.
But that's the move. But you're right. I know what you're saying because
Right, it's like
it's
he's-
not like he's going to get snubbed.
Right, like
he's going to be an
they're
all-star.
if there's one All-Star on the St. Louis Cardinals this year, I don't think you have to look too hard into the sabermetrics. But now that makes more sense.
Any other possible All-Stars? Maybe McGreevy, maybe Weatherholt.
Weatherholt.
I don't think McGreevy
Burleson's
is
having a
playing.
great year, but he plays obviously that position that is a potent offensive position.
Yeah.
So he's going up against stiff competition. But
Nice job, sports producer. That's from Nathan from the east side of Alton.
well, curiosity I think is an important part of the gig. You know,
Doug, curiosity is an important part of the gig. You can send in your support for the presentation at 314-399-9646. That is the Air Comfort Service text inbox. And then, of course, you can watch the show and talk it over with the 230 friends in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbohydrates. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. You're out during the summer months with friends and with family and want to enjoy a libation. Well, then you have 95 calories and 2.6 grams of carbohydrates. It's Michelob Ultra. Sponsor of the YouTube chat here on TMA. We are in the Healthcare Evolution 7 o'clock hour on the program. And Doug, we had dueling press conferences yesterday at 11 o'clock live on 101 ESPN. Doug Armstrong talking about the Jordan Kyrou trade. And then at 1 o'clock, the Cardinals having their press conference announcing some restructuring in, would you call it the C-suite? You call it C-suite?
I never use that kind of terminology, but I know what it means, so go ahead.
Martin, you were not there, correct? You
I
had
was
other.
not. I had another opportunity.
I watched it on YouTube. What was your biggest takeaway, Martin? I'll start with you.
I actually thought that maybe Mr. DeWitt, the owner, primarily, would give up like the chairman title. I thought they were going to shift.
That's what I thought was going to happen as well.
So he still retains the chairman title. Bill DeWitt III is now the CEO, overseeing not just business, which was always what his gig was. Now he's over baseball as well. It's pretty clear. I mean, he's slowly assuming the role of what his dad has been, which is the chairman type role. I thought maybe that title would slide over. I don't think it's a big deal, other than I think they're trying to reaffirm this is a family, like the Rooneys of baseball. We're going to keep this for a long time. I think that was sort of the message there, but it
Literally
wasn't.
nothing's changing. That's some Steven time.
Calm down. Yeah, I kind of thought this is how things are being run now anyway.
right. It's kind of a title shift.
Title shift, and I think they're trying to present, hey, listen, we've got a long-term plan.
Or perhaps Bill DeWitt Jr. is actually more involved in the day-to-day than we know. we just kind of assume that he's kind of stepped away and the third is running it. Maybe that's not completely accurate. Maybe Bill DeWitt Jr. is really has been involved in the day-to-day operation of the club.
Well, I think he always has been very involved. So I'm not sure why they felt the need to do it. I mean, honestly, you could do a press release and say, here's the new titles. I think Anouk Karunaratne, who's been on this show a bunch, is probably the one who had the biggest rise in the organization.
I think that's a great thing, too. I kind of looked at him, Martin, and I know you have a rapport with him, and he's been on the show a few times. I was saying when you were out at onboarding yesterday that I wound up, not for a super long time, but hanging out with him during the Saturday afternoon Cardinals-Reds game a couple weeks ago. I think he's a really sharp guy. I like the fact that he doesn't actually have Cardinal ties, because I think it's good to have some outside perspective. I think just in general, I think that's one of the things that hinders St. Louis and has led to the stagnant or decrease in the metropolitan area's national perspective. And so I love that he comes in with that, and I think he is a really brilliant asset for the organization, who I honestly thought would be moving on probably within a year or two. But now this promotion keeps him here, and I think that's a great thing.
Yeah, and at the time, so everyone knew Dan Farrell had been there forever, long time, and ran the broadcasting side of things in addition to other jobs. And so when they brought in Anouk, he came from the Toronto Blue Jays. There were plenty of in-house candidates. To your point, Tim, about getting an outside voice, they hired Anouk from Toronto. He had lived in St. Louis when he went to Wash U. But think about that job. You come in and coming off of 2023, and two of your big things are broadcast rights, ticket sales, and you're like, well, this is kind of a crappy time to be working for the Cardinals.
Right. At a time when there's a monumental shift in both those things.
Both tickets and broadcast. But I think Anouk getting the president of business operation, to me, that was the biggest ascension. Bill III kind of seamlessly moving into the role that his dad had. I think most people had assumed that.
Such a huge waste of time. Nothing but a look at me presser. Could have been easily conveyed in a press release. Lack of attendance was protest and no team sale announcement. Nobody cares about Daddy Warbucks and Triple Sticks. That's from Sharon and Clayton,
kind of harsh.
Who is been invited to a threesome with the Worsonwoods Wacko in Colorado.
Lick my hoop.
Now, I think if you do a press release, which it could have been, then people say, well, where's the accountability? Why don't you sit up there and answer some questions?
No-win situation.
Right. What if they did a video in Ollie's office of Big Bill saying to Bill III, Bill, we've made a decision, and then they clap and they put that on Instagram.
Anouk getting the promotion.
He gets the call up.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Or they go to Anouk's office and they roll video like, hey, we're here with a special announcement.
I'm sure the people involved thought it was a very big day because their roles are being shifted around a little bit, and Anouk got his day in the spotlight.
Were you there, Martin?
I was not there.
I think we covered that at the outset of this.
We had a special soccer program. If you could watch today, it would help.
What do you have?
Fox 2 STL Plus. Doug, that's on the Fire Stick, the Roku, and other outlets.
It's the HD2 of television, it sounds like.
You think I can figure that out?
It's actually kind of an emerging place to watch shows. You know, and I'll tell you a quick story. Last week we did Mandy Murphy and I had a show called The Vault that she does, and it was all about Darryl Kyle's passing at Wrigley Field.
Oh, is that right?
And then they dig up old, so Joe Goldberg did a piece in a young Jim Edmonds crying at the podium, a lot of old footage. And we did the show, and to be candid, you're like, nobody's going to see this. You know, that's how you feel at this point in time. And then I got a text a couple days later from C.J. Cherry, who was the traveling secretary. And he said, hey, I just watched The Vault with you. And C.J. lives in Georgia. And I thought, well, maybe people are finding this stuff. So my soccer program with Kevin Kalish and Bill McDermott will run at 1 o'clock today on Fox 2 STL Plus.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
Congratulations.
Thank you. That's where I was yesterday. So I was not there, as Tim addressed 10 minutes ago, maybe.
Well, all right. People cycle on, they cycle off. I did no free.
Except one of them's the producer of the show.
Right. Well, I was on the off cycle. No free ads, but the Roku thing, like having a Roku, what a lifesaver that can be.
Doug, a Roku is a lifesaver.
How does it save your life?
It's like $30, and as long as you have internet connection, you can have all your streaming stuff plugged into your laptop or TV super easily. It's really nice. Like, yeah, I use it all the time. Like, when you were out of town this weekend, if you had a Roku, you could have just brought it with you. Boom.
I'd have had to bring the whole TV with me?
No, sir. You just bring that little stick.
You literally plug it in the. You literally plug it in the back of the
Yeah,
TV.
you plug
I
it in
don't
the
have
back.
one of those.
Well,
It's a
telling you.
lifesaver. You just heard from
Okay.
papers.
$30.
And it's no free ads?
No free ads. Fox just bought Roku for $22 billion.
So it's clearly.
Yeah.
I do think you're going to get to a point, your hotel or wherever you are, you just turn on the TV and it'll have your Netflix, your YouTube, and then your Roku, and you can go.
Yeah, if you have that
you
Roku
could
stick.
watch Fox Detroit if you want to. You could watch NBC Milwaukee. I mean, you could.
Remember when we were staying in our first Airbnb in Jupiter? The guy had like the greatest streaming package of all time. We were watching local television in like Cedar Rapids.
Yes. And why?
I know a guy who has a thing called, I think he calls it VC. Have you heard of this?
Venture capital.
I think that's what, or something like that. I
Mr.
think
Lynch
that's
was
what it
about to
is.
go nuts.
Yeah. Blackstone season.
But it's not venture capitalist. I think that was the name of the piece of equipment he has. And for like $300, he says he gets everything.
Really?
Everything for that TV.
For $300?
No monthly payment.
Just
nothing.
$300 flat?
It's like $300 for a piece of equipment and gets everything. And I said, does it come with a pirate's patch and a parrot for your shoulder?
That was literally what I was about to say. Arg.
He says it gets-
Oddly, I've had people, this is interesting you bring this up. I've had a couple, I guess, listeners, I don't know because I don't know them, so they got to be listeners, email me or DM me about something similar to this.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm not interested in, getting down.
I did that in college once. It's up and down. You can, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are things like that out there.
Doug, be careful though. I think that exists in like a legal gray area because
I would have thought so too.
it's got
I don't have it. This guy had it and said it was the greatest thing he ever bought.
I think some of those third-party apps on that VC box is a little possibly sketch.
Doug's prison wallet said that's an illegal streaming device from China, Doug.
It sounds like it to me.
But also, Doug's prison wallet said, I watched The Vault. It was great. I forgot about Jimmy Ballgame crying in that press conference. Now, he wasn't sobbing, but clearly emotional and kind of talking about the family and just seeing LaRussa and then the Joe Girardi announcement. It was some good footage.
Yeah.
I like me some old footage, Doug.
Were you up there? I was up there in Chicago.
I
Were
was
you up there?
not.
So I
Joe
guess Joe
Goldberg.
Goldberg was there for you. I don't remember.
I
who was there
remember
for
Vina
KSTK.
and Klein came out of the hotel to talk, I think, that Saturday night because you're not going to go bothering any players.
Yeah, I remember it was the Westin in Chicago, and then they moved. They did not go back there when they would go back to play the Cubs, understandably so. And I remember seeing Isringhausen and Klein walking out, and we were live outside of the Westin, and then they played that game on Sunday night. And if I'm not mistaken, that was something that maybe guys on the team or maybe Tony said they wish they wouldn't have done.
I think after the fact, they said it was a mistake.
Ooh.
But at the time, they thought it was what Kyle would want, like, because he was a Bulldog, go out there and play.
Brutal.
But CJ said, I was the one who got the call in the clubhouse from Robin Veers, which is Dave Veers' wife, to tell him what had happened. Can you imagine?
So the guys in the clubhouse don't know, and CJ gets the call from Dave Veers. Dave Veers was a bullpen guy, great guy, former Rocky and friend of Kyle's. Because he and Kyle played together.
So CJ
Denver.
said, I'm the one who got the call in the clubhouse from Veers' wife, Robin, to tell me what had happened. And how it played out back then, that's before social media. Cell phones were around, but it's not. Maybe they called the direct line in the clubhouse. I don't know. But he said, I remember that vividly, of course.
So then who informed the team? LaRussa?
I'm assuming, and I don't know the time, I'm assuming he went and told Tony. What I remember about that day is it was going to be a Fox game, and Joe Buck was there, and he and Tony, I think, flew up together Friday. They all missed the Friday game because that was the Jack Buck ceremony at Busch.
Yeah.
And then Fox eventually has an interview that they throw to, and it's Joe sitting with Tony in the dugout. And Tony's wearing a Hawaiian shirt because that's whatever he wore to the ball, and it looks real festive, and it's just the contrast. And he was just so somber, and Joe had to conduct that interview with Tony about what had taken place with Kyle. So I hope you can find, if you go to, and Papers says the Roku's the way to go, maybe you can find that segment of The Vault.
Yeah, I just it's
Thanks, buddy.
It's saved me before.
That had to be the darkest day in Cardinal baseball history.
And on the heels of Jack Buck,
Right.
where the emotions were already raw. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing.
And then what the team did, they were kind of, they were good, but they weren't doing a whole lot at that time. And then they took off from there. And they really felt like they were a team of destiny. They were, I remember being in the clubhouse, I assume you guys were too, when they beat the Diamondbacks, the defending World Series, swept the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks still had Schilling and Randy Johnson. and they would bring Kyle's jersey out on the field with them when they would celebrate, and then they would spray it with champagne in the clubhouse, and they were absolutely convinced that they were going to win the World Series. Absolutely convinced.
I remember I said it on this show, I remember the Bernie column out in San Francisco saying, like, sports is never fair, but he said, I thought this team deserved a better ending after everything that had happened. And didn't they win 57 second-half games or something weird after Kyle had died?
Andy Bennis was in retirement and came out of retirement and then dealt.
nuts.
He was. They lost that series to the Giants 4-1. The one game they won was Andy Bennis' start. Yeah, that was. I think you're right, and I love that kind of stuff. Doug always did the flashback. Remember the flashback on Sports Final?
Yeah,
I loved that thing.
And I know people would say, and seriously, they probably pick on, it's just some lazy journalism. I love watching old clips.
Yeah.
If you played Malcolm Briggs sitting down with Ray Langford in '93, I'd watch that.
Yeah.
A spring train.
I would too.
What's up, dog? That'd be the beginning of the segment.
We used to go into the vault at Channel 4 if we had a major problem with a piece of equipment or something, and we were going to have a 2.5 minute blank hole where the sports was supposed to be. We'd say, yes, it's time to go into the vault to pull out a story we did 18 years ago that no one asked for or wanted to see, but it's going to save my ass.
Yeah, can I run it over here?
Here's your 2.5 minutes.
Rich's version of the vault. Well, my buddy's here. Well, what's he talking? Well, we're going to tell fishing stories. All right.
I always like the flashback too, though. I could relive the biggest moments in sports almost every day on my computer somewhere.
And yours was called the flashback.
The flashback, yeah. Just fun to relive those moments, I think.
There's always the kicker at the end of sports.
Again, it's saved. There's
Sunday.
3 minutes out of the way.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can text in 314-399-9646. That is how you can text into the Air Comfort Service text inbox. Call in to our Callier and Thompson phone lines at 314-974-0101. That is how you can get involved in the program. And then, of course, you are also welcome to watch on YouTube and talk it over in the TMA STL YouTube chat, which is presented to you by Michelob Ultra. Schaefer Door Company is the sponsor of the podcast. For those who want to go back and listen to The Morning After or After The Morning After, it's all there in the Schaefer Door Company podcast. We're currently doing 5 hours. Doug is kind of clamoring for 6 hours, I guess, now that we're at 7,000.
Pushing hard for it.
You'd like to get to 6 hours a day, maybe start doing Fridays as well. Jackson, you have a special announcement regarding After the Morning After on Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jackson Burkett.
Yes, so Monday, that's June 29th, we'll be doing this program, TMA on 101 ESPN, out at Belle Reve Country Club.
Yeah, the most
Media Day.
exclusive clubs want us on their grounds, and this is just the first of many visits.
Right. So, this is the first of many, and that'll be Monday. So, after the morning after will be a best of After the Morning After Monday. It'll play right there at 11. Where we usually play live, but we'll be playing a best of, and that'll also be posted to the podcast so you can listen to it later if you miss it.
What does the best of consist of? Is it Ken complaining?
It's a lot of good stuff from After the Morning After.
It's a lot of good stuff.
It's fine content.
Is it a flashback?
Essentially, yeah.
And Doug likes a flashback.
Yeah, I've cooked it up, and I feel very good about it.
You like it?
I think it's quite funny. So people have that to look forward to. And then we'll be back live doing After the Morning After on Tuesday.
Here you go, Doug.
Okay, then.
And then we will be off the show Friday of next week.
I don't like your work ethic.
July 3rd. Well, it's a company day off.
Still.
Right.
Why don't you come in?
Thank you, Doug.
And just
make sure everything's
sweep up.
working.
Yeah.
Just kind of go station to station and make sure everything's working just fine.
Kind of check in. Sure.
Just grab the mic at all the different stations.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Arch people?
Start tapping on
It's
it.
papers.
Yeah. Just doing some quick maintenance.
Casey, what's going on? Oh, man. This is the White Rocker, Jackson Burkett.
That's my name, is the White Rocker.
Well, Sammy Hagar's the Red Rocker.
Oh, okay.
So the Pale Rocker.
That's better. I don't know if White Rocker would play very well.
All right, we got some Outlaws coming up next.
Remember when is the lowest form of conversation, Jackson? That's from the 314.
That's a Tony Soprano.
And he was talking to Paulie Walnuts?
And I disagree with that. He was just being sour because Tony is a sociopath.
What makes you say that?
his actions throughout the 7 seasons of that show. Yeah, the remember when is the lowest form of kind. I disagree. I think reminiscing is a great thing. I think it's you don't want to live in the past, but I think it's fun to reminisce with your friends.
Here's a great question that you guys from that other program, ATMA, can answer from Dirty Dan, the garbage man. Guys, what does this mean for Iggy's hats? Does it get
good question.
Does it get pushed back another day?
That's a good question. There's only 67 more days of it, too.
Yeah. I'll let him field that today after the morning after.
Yeah, that is on the TMA.
Because he's wearing a different hat for 72 days
and the listeners
straight.
have to track the hat, and then he will pick a number, and then whatever hat he wore on that numbered day, the listener who picks that, it gets it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Each hat
incredible.
is used with some rumors of head lice.
And I'm a little surprised that no other radio stations have come up with a promotion like this that lasts 72 days involving a talent wearing hats.
Right, where you can buy things that the talent is worn.
They do that on OnlyFans, but this is something we're doing on HD2, so we're kind of making progress, I think. It's Schaefer Door, sponsor of the podcast, SCHAEFERdoor.com. You can call or text 636-782-3608. That'll get you the quickest response time. That's Jason Gosrow and Schaefer Door Company. Martin ran into a garage door issue this week, and Jason came to the house and he said, oh boy, you got a spring situation there, brother.
He solved it right quick, and then we talked about it. He texted me yesterday that he was PDLing.
PTLD. PLTD.
He was listening to the program after the fact on his way. He had a little business venture in Florida, and he said, guys, thanks for the shout out. But
God
he
bless.
got out there quick, man. It's up and running. It was unbelievable. I mean, a day later, Doug, it's fine. It's fixed.
Oh,
Look at that. That's what Schaefer Door
That's
does.
how they do it.
They're a LiftMaster partner. They service all kinds of garage doors, both service and new installations, and they service commercial doors as well. On board with the show, support the sponsors. Schaefer Door has been with TMA for a number of years. SchaeferDoor.com, SCHAEFER door.com, or call or text 636-782-3608. That's a number that Jason created exclusively for TMA listeners. Schaefer Door is a LiftMaster partner. 7:58 in St. Louis. We close out the Healthcare Evolution 7 o'clock hour here on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel.
Oh, Village Bar. Come on, Papers. He won't go to the game with me. Maybe he'll go to Village Bar, hang out, have a little lunch, get the best cheeseburger in town. Great prices as well. You know all about Village Bar right there in De Pere. Been going on for a century. And then along the way, that barn out back, such a cool piece of architecture. But inside the barn is the home to 1879 Distilling. That's where they're making the award-winning spirits. So when you order a Manhattan, make sure, hey, Chairman Steve, make sure you're asking for 1879 rye. When you're having friends over this summer, check out Red Barn Vodka, all the different flavors. Get online at 1879distilling.com. That's where you can see the wide array of offerings, including like the Havana Dark Rum. Mix it up this summer with some of those products. You can buy it at Village Bar, ask for it around town, or stop by the general store, which is connected to Village Bar. It's a tasting room right there on the east end of the building. Such a cool spot. Check them out on Saturdays with the tasting going on from noon to 5. You can also buy merchandise there for Village Bar for 1879. Mix it up this summer. Try a little something different at 1879distilling.com.
This is Jackson with the Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. Cardinals lose last night to the Diamondbacks. Final game against the D-backs this evening, 6:45 p.m. first pitch. Zach Gallen on the mound for the Diamondbacks. Michael McGreevy towing the slab for the Redbirds. That was another Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
You ever engage in a careless whisper?
I don't think so.
Gives you some good perspective, though, when you hear it.
Perspective on what? Whispering?
The high risk of dry humping.
Oh.
Think about this. Guilty feet got no rhythm. Think about that.
Okay. A lot of perspective here.
It's TMA 101 ESPN, Fisher Window and Door Store, sponsor of the 8 o'clock hour. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with you on the presentation. Little Jackie Papers loved that Rascal Puff is manning the ones and twos, and Chairman Kurt is handing the Callier and Thompson phone lines. Kind of got a major situation here. Stan the Caddy, Chairman, is on the Callier and Thompson phone lines. Doug, Stan the Caddy for us.
Is there buzzing at Belle Reve about our arrival?
I guess so. Stan, good morning. You're on with Doug Vaughn on 101 ESPN.
Good morning, guys.
Hello, Stan.
I really think this might be the real Stan the Caddy.
This is the real Stan the Caddy.
Yes! Man, I am a Stan the Caddy fan. Stan, are you going to be carrying the bags or riding with us on Monday?
I'm hoping so. That's why I reached out to you guys.
Yes. Doug, this guy knows the golf course. You weren't necessarily happy with some of the club selections by our playing partners a few years ago, and a decision to hit 3-wood out of thick rough around some foliage, and that was unfortunate. But otherwise, the 4 or 5 hours we spent together were magical, and they live forever on this program.
Oh, okay.
I've heard. My unfortunately, I don't get to listen because I'm usually caddying in the morning.
Yeah. I'm surprised that they don't have this show playing throughout the halls of Belle Reve.
Well.
The rough is brutal, my friends.
Doug, heads up. This rough is going to be penal.
How high is the rough?
Well, they mow it to 3.5, but it's still just so dense and thick. You just got to put a 9-iron on it just to get it back to the fairway.
Do you advise Doug close his club face to really try to just get that ball out of there and maybe let it trundle a bit?
Yeah.
Okay, well, don't tell me what to do.
No, he's the caddy. That's what he is supposed to do.
Okay.
Doug, that's the definition of a
Doug's going to
caddy.
grab a 3-wood and see if he can negotiate the
I think
rough.
so.
Chop a little wood.
Stan, do you like it when you have a golfer out there that hasn't played the course and then you tell them what to do and they say, yeah, I got other ideas?
Yeah, I just try to do course management.
Yeah.
Well, you don't get mad at the players if they don't listen to you, do you?
No.
Okay.
Sometimes they get mad at me.
Yeah.
So Martin, you're not playing on Monday. You can't. Maybe for 9.
How about ride along for a hole or two?
All right, Papers, you're playing.
Stan, can you assign should we text Mike Tucker and make this happen? Are you going to be with this group?
Yeah, Mike Tucker will make this happen.
He can make it happen. I'll be out there at noon today. I'll talk to Mr. Tucker and Randy about it.
Nice. God, we're going to have Stan on our back.
Everything's coming up roses.
Yeah, it is. So, Doug, you're about an 18 handicap, would you say?
On a
That's
good
fair?
day.
Okay. What do you think
20
an 18 handicap is going to shoot? I would imagine they're probably going to put us at the white tees with this rough, and I would imagine the greens are firming up for the players to arrive in August at the BMW Championship.
Yes, sir. They sure are.
Stan, how long have you been a
Never
caddy?
seen since 2016.
Oh, recent. Okay.
So what do you think an 18 handicap like the great Doug Vaughn will shoot in these conditions on Monday?
I'm thinking 105.
Doug, 105.
I'll
That's your
take
sweet
it.
spot. You're going
I'll
to take
take
that
it,
right now.
yeah.
You're going to book it.
Absolutely, I would.
All right.
It's going to be hot. 96.
That means the ball's going to fly off your club face.
And the greens are going to be firm.
The heat won't bother me. The lousy swing that I have will. That will be a bigger issue than the heat.
They've been guarding the greens pretty good. They've
What?
not been very fast this year because they're kind of keeping them a little longer, with this heat and humidity.
Okay.
They really got to baby them.
So when Scotty shows up in mid-August, they're going to put the man to the test, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's going to be like your kitchen floor.
Oh, Doug.
Yeah, putting on a ping pong table.
Oh, Doug.
That makes it tougher.
Yeah.
Yes. The course is in better shape than I've ever seen it since I've been there.
Love hearing it. Can't wait for Monday, where we're broadcasting live from there, and then get a chance to play. And hopefully you'll be with us. You're a legend on this program, Stan.
I know. We're going to make it happen. I promise you that, guy.
Okay. Stan, looking forward to seeing you on Monday. Thanks for calling in.
All right. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks, Stan.
Well, all right,
That's Stan the caddy, the real Stan the caddy. I recognize that voice. That's Stan the caddy. Martin wasn't a real big fan of the course management of the Plowhawk or Iggy throughout the course of the round. He's got Doug penciled in for a 105 on Monday.
It seems like he's moved on, maybe, and taken on menthol. He's just decided to go straight ahead. Looking forward to meeting Stan the caddy.
Yeah.
Now he acts as a 4 caddy, right?
No, he like rides along, kind of gives advice on direction, and he's not a 4 caddy.
But does he carry the bag? Is what Doug is.
He doesn't carry the bag.
Well, the bags will be on the cart.
But
Right.
he could carry the bag.
That's why I say, wouldn't it be better to have a 4 caddy to find all these balls I'm hitting in the rough?
I like having Stan out there right with us on the tee box, hanging out.
Okay, sounds more like a coach than a caddy.
He cleans the ball. He if you go in the bunker, he'll rake it. That kind of situation.
Consigliere.
Yeah, wartime.
Warson Woods Wacko, who's got a threesome coming up here with Sharon and Clayton, and caller Ellen, says Stan is an absolute beast on the bag. I had the privilege of him caddying during the member guests. Warson Woods Wacko.
He's a beast on the bag.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, he counseled Ken Iggy Strode, you might know him from After the Morning After, on 18 to hit a 7-iron into the green. Iggy felt like 8 was the right club, and as the ball flew off the club face, he did club twirl it. Stan put his head down to the ground because Stan knew that thing was going to be plugging into a greenside bunker, and as it turns out, Stan was correct, even though there was a club twirl.
A little bit of a block party.
I believe mediocre players should always take the bigger club. When they're not sure, hit the club that's going to give you a little more distance.
Take an extra club. That's what they say.
Check your pride at the door.
Not many people are beyond the green on their approach shot. Not many average players, anyway.
Seems that Ken has a history, though, people giving him solid advice and him choosing to do otherwise.
I can't believe Belle Reeves letting you dorks hack up the course 2 months before a PGA event. And I mean that in the kindest way. That's from the 314.
Yeah.
All kind.
Doug, your number's 105, and you're going to take it.
Oh, sure, I would take that. Yeah, at that course, with my swing, absolutely. I mean, you start with, I'm going to 3-putt every green. So you start 18 times 3.
Bob Rotella would say the same thing.
Yeah, this is Bob Rotella's swing thoughts.
So I got 54 before we've even hit the first
So
tee
51
shot.
more shots.
Yeah.
Tee the green, you're fantastic.
Oh, yeah, one of the best ever.
The thing about Doug is he'll hit a great shot, like a truly great shot, and I'll say something, and he's like, well, no, this didn't good, this, that. Come on, baby, embrace the good shot. Didn't go far enough.
Mr. Licks is not happy with the conversation. He says, if your club's parking lot is full of views, Pacificas, and crossfires, you don't get to use the term member guest.
Oh.
It's Mr. Licks.
That's at Warson Woods Wacko.
You never know who it's at on this program, Doug. Sometimes multiple people can be taken down with one text.
Right. Now, Pacifica, was that a Chrysler minivan?
No, I don't think it was a minivan. Was it a minivan or was it like a
SUV adjacent?
Yeah, it's like a hybrid. Okay. I think. I could
Why
be
don't we
wrong.
go by Belle Reeve Papers You and me later today and just say we're going to get some work in? And just let them know we're here
Just the
early.
short game area,
Right.
just to get a read on the greens.
Right. Don't worry. I'm a media member, man.
Got your lanyard.
Yeah, keep my lanyard on.
Hubbard meets golf, and you've got a lanyard, you just walk right in.
Yeah, the Pacifica was a Chrysler minivan.
It was a minivan?
Yeah.
I thought it was a town and country. Maybe they had multiple minivans. Well, the town and country was for sure a Chrysler minivan.
Open up your wallet and get 4 caddies, you cheap-ass boomer. That's from Dino Bravo, who was a wrestler, I believe, and he represented Quebec. Or was it
I don't know.
Montreal specific?
I just
Well, he
don't
wants you to
know.
get a 4 caddy. Open up your wallet.
We played there with a 4 caddy once. I forget what the occasion was.
Did we?
And it was real. At least I did.
Okay.
And it was really nice to have a guy down there in the middle of the fairway when you tee off. You
Saves
don't
you a bunch of time.
Spend half the
Just
time
drops
looking
a
for the
towel
ball.
so you can find that ball.
Yeah, I like that.
Especially when it's cart path. Like if it's ever cart path only and you have a 4 caddy, huge.
I'll bring the welly driver that he just gave me, and I'll hit some tee shots, and you guys can play my ball if you like.
Oh, nice.
Like a shamble.
Yeah.
One of the most soul-crushing sentences in the English language is cart path only.
Yeah. Really stinks.
That really hurts.
Because you got to get some exercise.
Yeah. Got to walk forever.
Doug, depending on which Del Mar Gardens you end up at in a few years, maybe I can sneak you out to Eagle Springs for a quick 9. That's from the CBC maintenance guy.
Okay.
I saw a video yesterday of a guy like in his mid-90s, plays golf every single day and walks every single day playing golf.
I've seen people like that.
That's awesome.
Sounds like Doug needs Wyndham Clark's sports psychologist to tell him to keep his chin up. That's from the Caddyshack hack.
Well, I've just become a lousy golfer, and I used to play a lot, and I used to play half decent. And
Your
so
short
now,
game's still great.
Now, when I'm horrible, it's frustrating.
But do you work at your game? Being serious.
I
if you
even try,
don't,
yeah.
Plays. He goes to Berry Hill, Rich
So you
Gould's home
try.
course.
I do try.
Flip-flops.
I just can't repeat a swing.
Right. But when we were playing in Florida, your short game was outstanding.
Soft hands.
Tim
Martin,
can
I would even
verify.
describe his hands as supple around the greens.
That's supple.
You found a lot of sand, I will admit.
I always do.
But you were always getting out of it. You weren't taking 2 shots out of the sand. You were always up and soft on the green, tight.
As we know, sweet Kai, who has a wife who is so attractive that sweet Kai was berated by a lesbian at the post bathroom.
For stealing her from that side? Or
Yes,
something?
that's correct.
Even though she was never on that side.
Has just texted in and says, Tim, how do you prefer your greens? I will set them up to your liking on Monday. Doug, he is at Belle Reve, and it looks like, I guess I need him about 13 on the stimp. Doug, are you good with 13?
He texted me that 13 is what he's hoping for us.
Good. That'll be good. Doug, you can just tap that thing. You're going to love being above the hole.
Don't sneeze near your ball or
No, I don't
roll
like
down.
this.
Yeah, what about swing fluid?
I like a little slower greens.
Tim, you were saying on ATMA that people will judge you for not drinking on the golf course, for not like having a beverage.
You're eating something, aren't
I'm
you?
sorry, I'm
Hey,
having
what do
a
you got
trip.
going on?
Are you having breakfast?
What are you going
Are you having like a
I didn't
Snickers?
notice that. Yeah, it looks like some kind of...
I'm sorry, we're doing a show, young man. I know you're not
Is
classically
that a Pop-Tart,
trained.
bro? It looks like a Pop-Tart wrapper. Oh, he's about to vomit it up out of his nose. Doug, they call that walrus
It's
thing.
making me laugh. It's a protein bar. I'm sorry.
Did you forget we're on the air?
I'm sorry.
Always the best when you
I
come out of a break and the host clearly like at a restaurant or a sports bar. Hey, we're welcome back. We'll big game tonight.
I'm sorry.
But no, I appreciate the fact you didn't try and hide it during the break.
I was
You
eating it
started
during the break,
chowing
and then I was
down.
eating it during Stan's call, and I had one bite left.
Oh,
and I was
Stan,
like,
no
well, I
offense.
don't want to finish
Stan
it.
the real Stan the caddy, too.
I was letting him cook.
While you ate.
I think I have some videos of Stan the caddy from our round, me, you, Iggy, and the Plowhawk.
Yeah.
He really had enough. I mean, he had enough.
But if he's there, I would recommend even to you fellas, listen to the man. Knows
100%.
the course.
100%.
But why would he get upset if somebody hits a bad shot?
Because that's why
He
he's
wasn't
there.
upset. It was a long day, and it was hot, and the Plowhawk. And the worse you're playing, the longer the round's going to be. And Plowhawk tried hitting a 3-wood out of thick rough over a tree with trouble everywhere after Stan told him just to pitch out and let's keep this rolling. And Plowboy wasn't happy. Stan wasn't happy. It was quite. And then I think Stan went up to Tim and said, "Your boys are leaking oil."
That's what he said. He didn't like our chances to post a number in the clubhouse. Stan the caddy, but I don't know if this is the real Stan the caddy or not, because we have a guy texting in as Stan the caddy, and as he acknowledged, he doesn't get a chance to listen because for some reason, kind of a surprise, because I know it. St. Louis Log Cabin and the Bogey Club, they do play this show throughout the hallways,
Right.
but I guess they don't play this at Belle Reve.
It's crazy.
It's an upset.
I guess maybe they play after the morning after at Belle Reve.
Right, they
I
wait
would
till
think
11.
so, yeah.
Sword of Damocles.
And now Pale's transformation into Plowboy is complete. Be better! That's from Stan the caddy. Martin Plowboy used to eat while on the air.
And yet he weighs at 90 pounds.
We did weigh him, and I think the number was 116.
Some of the things he would eat too were like, it wasn't like I just had a protein bar. Tim has a banana often. The things he would have like a bowl of cereal. Like he would have a full bowl of cereal, milk and everything over the board.
And didn't he say he could eat an entire crave case of
Yeah,
White
he
Castles?
ate like 9. Not even. He had like 6,
He
right?
didn't get
His
there.
blood type is high fructose corn syrup.
For sure, dude.
My theory is papers you kind of just forgot. They're like, we're on the air and like you started eating.
We were
like,
chopping it up, hanging out, and then I wanted to
it's
finish
fine.
it.
It's fine.
You know, A protein bar, you got to eat quickly.
Tim, the next time he gives you a hard wrap, like it means he needs to finish a protein bar.
You got a treat coming. I respect that. Have a good treat. Doug, what about your treats at Design Air Heating and Cooling when they come on over to fix your HVAC? You feel like they send treats.
It's a major treats. The treats are the handsome repairman, of course. That's what Design Air is, home of the handsome repairman. It all started with Larry, the silver fox, and it's trickled right on down to the heavily muscled and highly regarded Brian. Whoever comes out to your house, you're going to like them because Design Air does it better than anyone in town. They've got lots of experience. Lord knows that's the truth. Started in 1904. That's when the company started. Still going strong today. I saw a couple of their trucks in my neighborhood just the other day working on homes in my neighborhood. Not just another HVAC company, also the longest running sponsor on TMA, and that loyalty says a lot. Seth Goldcamp is a fourth-generation family member running that company at Design Air. They believe in honest work. You're not going to be sold something that you don't need. So whether you're dealing with the cold or the heat, they've got your back with dependable service and no pressure solutions. They've also got that maintenance plan where they can come out and service your furnace or air conditioner before or during the brutal months and get you taken care of. Visit designairservice.com. Schedule your service today. Design Air, comfort you can count on since 1904. Design Air brings the heat.
There it is. Sponsor the email today. Send yours in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. It's TMA 101 ESPN.
Oh, nice.
Doug's in a good headspace now with this Mills Brothers.
Yeah, I'd like to hear this every day if that's possible.
Boy, first you get the gold bullion on the 7,000 subscribers, and now you got this.
I got what I
contract.
want.
It's Team A 101 ESPN. This Friday night, tune into 101 ESPN as Alex Ferrario and Donnie Fandango from the Last Minute Blues podcast host a special 101 ESPN NHL draft show. The Blues are loaded with multiple first-round picks, meaning this draft could shape the next era of hockey in St. Louis. Alex and Donnie will have you covered at instant analysis, special guests, and reactions all night long. The 101 ESPN NHL Draft Show this Friday starting at 6 p.m., supported by Jules on Hampton. Doug Armstrong spoke yesterday regarding the Jordan Kyrou trade, and here is what he said led to the timing of the trade.
Be nice to hear
put
that
down the
now.
protein bar, son.
Yeah, Jordan and I and his agent a lot. Dave Gagne and I go way back to Minnesota in 1990. That's his representative. We've become friends over 30 plus years, and it just felt that the last little while he wasn't getting the role that he had probably wished some nights, and Snuggerud had taken a little bit over, and we talked about, and they talked about maybe a change might be good for everyone at this point. And, you want to make it work. So we waited and tried to find different avenues where everyone could get what they wanted out of it. But in the end, both sides felt that potentially exploring different options would be in everyone's best interest. So we started down that process and got comfortable putting Jordan in the spot. Because of his no trade clause, he had the opportunity to make sure he was going to a team that he felt he could have success in. And we felt we were getting a return that we believe is equivalent to the player that I believe Jordan is, which is a 30-plus goal scorer that's got excellent speed. And so it was just something that everybody was comfortable with at this time.
Just seems like the trade made sense for everybody. Kyrou, as talented as he is, had become the whipping boy here. And best for him to move on to.
And I never really thought about some of the ice time with Snuggerud emerging, that Kyrou was not out there maybe as much as he wanted in power play or prominent moments. But I think, everybody agrees. Makes sense.
Jordan Kyrou spoke as well when he got to Washington. He said it took him pretty much all day to make his decision. He went on to say, I've been in St. Louis for 8 years, ever since I got drafted, and I've had an amazing time there. It was definitely a tough decision, but I'm excited to be coming to Washington and have a fresh start here. Both the Capitals' reputation and their strong interest in him swayed Kyrou to waive his no-trade clause. Quote, I think they were really pushing for me, and it's nice seeing a team really want me. It just makes me excited to come join the organization. I've also heard just from a lot of friends that it's a great city, a great organization, great fan base, a lot of history. I'm just excited to be coming. And he later went on to say they've got a lot going on with their team. They've got great defensemen, a lot of skilled D. A lot of their forwards can score and make plays. I think I fit really well, and hopefully I can bring some speed to this lineup. It's Jordan Kyrou in Washington.
I think that's more than he talked the whole time he was here. He never had a whole lot to say, but it sounds like he's embracing the opportunity to kind of start fresh with a new franchise. He'll probably do very well there on a good team. I think he'll probably really shine with a lot of talent around him.
And then right after they got him, they went out and got Alex Tuck, who's also a right wing, who's a high-scoring player. So he may have already been bumped down a notch on the Caps roster, but obviously that should be a good team, good fit. Well, you know what we do, Doug? We wish him the best.
Sure. And if you produce, you'll get your ice time. And he's shown that he has the potential to be a big-time goal scorer.
Tell Kyrou to hit Jugs in D.C. He'll set him up. It's from the never-ending wipe.
I think they probably get set up pretty well. And when you're making $8 million a year, I think you can afford to live probably wherever the heck you want to live.
Well, Jugs in D.C. deals exclusively with high-net-worth individuals. He's Estovere.
Well, I think that would make you a high net worth individual, wouldn't it? $8 million a year.
Yeah, I think that Jugs in D.C. and Kyrou are going to be able to work together really well because of that.
Okay, all right.
We bring people together.
Thank you, Martin. That's exactly right.
So we had Army, we had the DeWitt. Man, it was a big press conference. What was yesterday, Doug? Wednesday. You know the days.
You were theorizing that free Cairo in our Air Comfort Service text inbox might be Jordan Cairo. If so, this is a damning text. Good team, prettier girls in D.C., and he gets away from the hillbilly St. Louis fans. That's from Free Cairo.
For heaven's sakes. Prettier girls in D.C.
Hey, basketball bitch. LaMelo Ball got traded to the Wolves. Where's the reporting at? That's from Doug Glatt.
What do you want from me?
Probably in the next update, right? A little NBA vehicle.
He hasn't even been traded yet, has he?
I saw Shams was all over it last night talking about the possibility.
I know there's a possibility.
Yeah, I see they've engaged in trade talks.
I've engaged in heavy petting.
Just happened.
Oh, look at that.
Yep.
Would you like to issue apology to Doug Glatt?
Hornets are sending... Oh, God, the Timberwolves are getting rid of Naz Reid. I don't like that move.
Doug, what do you think about Naz Reid going?
I don't like that move.
LaMelo Ball is not a winning basketball player. He sells tickets. He does not get you W's. That's my take.
Sells tickets. I like that. Tim, I like a text audit. I like a good audit.
Yeah.
Big Pause, friend of the show, earlier it said, has there been any mention of sports on this show this morning? Jesus. Now, same body of work. Yesterday sent a text, say, Doug, are you wearing trousers?
Mm-hmm.
Earlier text in the week said, do they swing in Webster Groves? We talking pogs or MILFs? Like, now
he's a big pog guy, if memory serves. So he's a big pog guy?
So POZZ talks about PAWG,
correct.
pogs.
That's correct.
But I think it's funny the guy who says talk sports previously wanted to know if Doug was wearing pants.
So here is because I know there's nothing that you enjoy more than logistics. Here is what my analysis is telling me. There are the longtime TMA listeners who like mocking the longtime 101 ESPN listeners who were around before our appearance, a day they consider to be the worst day ever, I think, which was in October of 2024, and they mock the talk sports people with those texts.
Okay,
into the
so
show.
it's said in jest.
It's mocking that.
And the body work would back that up.
That's correct.
Okay, big pause. I stand corrected. Jesus.
I got a great place in, Doug, how do you pronounce this? Anacostia? I haven't spent a lot of time living in D.C.
I haven't either.
I can sell them also. It's true the girls out here are hotter. Thanks, Jugs, D.C.
Are they really?
So Freak, Hyrule, and Jugs are now in alliance.
So they'll do some business together. Congratulations to them. Doug Armstrong also talked about how the Cairo trade could open up more possibilities and opportunities with the Blues. Here is Doug Armstrong.
Yeah, I think it was important for us, Jared. It allows the other 31 teams to digest what St. Louis is trying to accomplish and see if they can participate. We've been. I've said it to you, to people here. If we can use some of these assets to improve our team, we will. We will strongly consider it. And so now, if you're one of 31 other teams and you say, okay, St. Louis has 11, 15, 16, 29, this is what they want to try and accomplish. Do we want a draft pick? Can we use this draft pick? What do we have to offer to get it? Because they're willing to move it. So what it does, it just allows them, instead of 12 hours, it allows them, 48 plus hours to really dig into what they have and what we have and see if there's a potential match there.
I think they'll make some kind of trade.
You better believe it, brother.
You almost need to get these 4 picks, however you bundle it, whatever you do. If you got your draft board and there's somebody that's a 6th or 7th best, you're like, if we could just get up a little higher, I think they'll make some move for sure. 5 teams have made at least 4 selections in the first round, but none since 1999. So the Blues are part of history here, having 4 first-round picks. The all-time record is Montreal in 1974. They had 5. But this hasn't happened since 1999. Doug, remember that in 1999 when the Islanders had 4 picks?
Oh, you kidding me? Sure. Yeah.
Just like yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And did the Blues beat the Stars in overtime with a goal by Pavel Demitra, Doug? Is that correct? And then the Stars went on to win the Chalice, but it's controversial because Buffalo fans say Hull's skate was in the crease. Is that correct?
Something like that.
The same series where Pat Verbeek /
The Little Ball Hate. Little Ball Hate
got the back of Pierre Turgeon's calf, maybe?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Bastards.
Well, if they're going to make trades, they're going to have to hurry up and do it, right? Draft tomorrow night at 7? Starts at 7? Am I right?
I stopped crowdsourcing in 99
Well, it's
also.
tomorrow night anyway.
Pablo Dimitra's goal.
Tomorrow night.
Tim, been listening and texting a long time. More PP talk, less sports talk, and please bed my wife.
Oh,
That's from Scott's Wrinkled Ballsack. We have met his wife, and she was being seduced by Lisa Ann at one of our events. Jackson, was that in 2024?
No, I think 2023.
That was a 2023 or 2024?
I don't know the years.
It was pre-Dotem party.
I mean, let me tell you something. They were into each other, Doug, and it was happening right there at Maggie O'Brien's. I bet Eddie McVeigh would have been proud.
I just don't know.
Yeah. Army is about to lay his elephant trunk hammer on the table. Boy, howdy. Doug, can you help? That's from Steven Time.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. Steven Times are the brothers Time. There's Ed, there's Steven. This was Steven.
I don't know what it means. And the previous texter, what kind of jackwagon writes in and says, more pee-pee talk?
Flip that off.
He's desirous of listening to pee-pee talk.
Flip that off also.
What kind of people are we broadcasting to?
Oakville hockey fans have the Habsburg jawline. Thanks, Doug's prison wallet. What does that mean?
What's a Habsburg?
All right, here we go.
jawline?
Papers,
no
you know,
idea.
this seems like something you would know.
Where's Habsburg?
I don't know.
I guess somewhere off Telegraph based on...
But it's a jawline?
Well, he was a powerful and influential royal dynasty. It was a royal dynasty, the House of Habsburg, and they have a very pointy jaw. It looks like. Comically pointy.
A
honestly.
distinct
Like a Mr.
facial
Burns
deformity
or something?
characterized by a protruding lower jaw and an extreme underbite.
Yeah, it looks like a really big underbite.
Famously prominent in the European royal house of Habsburg.
So I guess he's saying all these people have an underbite,
It's kind of like a moon face. Maybe a Jay Leno type of jaw.
right?
Okay. Well, we learned something here today, fellas.
So we can go home?
I don't know that many people.
Habsburg jaw.
I don't know that many people with an underbite. A few, but not many.
Underbite.
Like I have an overbite.
They have a pointy jaw because of the incest. That's from former TMA fan page moderator Neil Allen, Craig Paquette.
It could be.
Martin just did an underbite impression that really made me giggle.
I was trying to workshop.
Looked like Sling Blade for a second.
This says inbreeding increases the chance that an offspring inherits two identical recessive genes, which in this case caused the upper jaw to be underdeveloped, with the lower jaw became overdeveloped.
So that was an inbreeding joke.
Yeah.
Got it.
Took a long way for us to get to the inbreeding portion.
Doesn't take much to just
And this is
knock
after
us right
Doug.
off the
We were
track.
breaking down the first round of the NHL draft, a historic night for your St. Louis Blues, and one texter just derails everything.
Here is Doug Armstrong on the fan expectations with the Blues with all these first-round picks.
That's, as I said, you don't see very many teams move out of certain areas. And then I say that, and last night Chicago did. So, and I didn't, I don't want to say I didn't see it coming, but that was a very aggressive trade by both sides. So, I think my previous answer answers this one. Everyone knows what we have, and if they, if they want to engage St. Louis at pick 1, 2, 3, 4, they know what we have, and I would welcome the call.
All right, come and knock on my
Open
door.
for business.
And which players
Three's
you think
company.
would be available? Buchnevich, maybe.
Well, I would feel confident saying he's available.
Yeah. And who else? Parayko, maybe Bennington.
Come and knock on my door.
You wouldn't think they're going to deal with the younger guys.
We've been waiting for you.
And Don Knotts so it was Norman Fell and then Don Knotts.
Yeah,
Was the
Norman
wife
Fell
the same?
He also was a landlord in The Graduate.
So we're off the NHL draft again?
But Norman Fell was also, what was he in?
The Graduate.
Three's Company.
No,
Papers, you need back on the Addy.
He's in Three's Company.
That's
That's what we're talking about. I've been doing
okay.
the theme song over here. A wonderful rendition.
I don't know the
already
theme song
listen
from
to
Three's
this.
Company.
Come and knock on my door.
I don't know the theme song from
I think it
Three's
was
Company.
referenced.
No, this theme song, and I don't know the theme song from that.
Were the words
28,
Three's
not
Company
100.
mentioned before Protein Boy hopped into the conversation?
Was Don Knotts before or after?
After. Norman Fell was first, but he was in a famous TV show. Not Three's Company.
The Man from Uncle? What was that?
No.
The Ropers.
Oh, was that a spinoff?
Is that what it was?
I believe Man from Uncle is what I was thinking.
Man from Uncle? That was Napoleon Solo. That was Robert Vaughn and Elia Kuryakin.
Rich Man, Poor Man?
No, that was Nick Nolte and
This guy.
Peter or somebody. I forget the last name.
North.
It wasn't Peter North.
How can you be so sure? That was, I don't know.
It's fine.
Norman Fell and Richard Dreyfuss. That's a great scene in The Graduate. That's from Minute Bowl eligible.
Peter Strauss, Doug.
Peter Strauss, that's right.
This whole show needs Adderall. It's from the South City Power Hoosier.
That's true. That's true. We're talking about Doug Armstrong.
The Habsburg jawline.
Bill DeWitt III is going to be on with BK and Ferrari. Is that correct? Okay.
How about that? Nice.
More follow-up on that. Jeff Supine, we believe, in studio tomorrow. I'm offering him to get himself an Uber. The old days, we'd send limos to pick players up to come to the local TV show.
Get here your own
if you
damn
could, thumb it out to Creve Coeur, you can be on the show. Matthew Kachuk, 7 o'clock tomorrow.
How about that?
Right out of the gate.
Look at this, Doug. Look at this show.
I have to get here early.
Look at this.
Norman Fell was in a TV version of The Fugitive. I didn't know The Fugitive was a TV show
Oh,
first.
absolutely. David Jansen.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I was thinking.
What about Dan August?
Was that Burt Reynolds?
Yeah, Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
He was in Bullet, Norman Fell.
Was he?
Steve McQueen.
I have that on DVD.
And the
a great
original
movie.
Ocean's 11.
New one's better.
Okay.
No offense.
BK and Ferrari. It was a real sports show, not some knockoff of Saturday Night Live. That's from Buzz
Is that what we're
Killington,
doing here?
69 1.6.
Doing
It's more
sketches?
of a hackneyed one.
A knockoff of Saturday Night Live.
Correct.
Did I see they're remaking Cape Fear papers?
Again?
Yeah, it's already out.
But I mean,
Third
this
time?
is the third one?
Yeah, this will be the third one.
Why?
Yeah, it's a TV miniseries.
Javier Bardem, maybe?
I do love Javier Bardem.
I know, but do we need a third one?
Good cast.
All right, sorry, talk sports. I'm sorry.
Let's see what we got here. They are asking Chairman Kurt in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat if somebody asked Bill DeWitt III if about the Navy caps, and Brendan Schaefer, who writes for MLB.com, correct? Mm-hmm. Did ask about it.
He did. Oh, wow, I don't know.
There's a screenshot that a number of the Friends of the Feather have sent in. I texted Jackson this morning to see if there was audio, but you were saying he asked about it off to the side, so to speak, as we say?
Yes, so he tweeted out yesterday, and I listened to the press conference, didn't hear it. So he tweeted, I told Bill DeWitt III that I was apparently summoned this morning to ask about
I
the
assigned
Navy
it
hats.
to Schaefer.
Nuke jumped in and said, we're prepped for that. So off camera, I did end up asking. It wasn't
Nuke
shut
said
down.
he was prepped for it? He knew the question was coming?
Yeah,
God bless
he
him,
said-
Nuke.
So off camera, I did end up asking. It wasn't shut down entirely. I was told they do take a look at it, so keep your voices heard, I guess. That was the tweet from Brendan Schaefer.
God, you want to do something that the team and a large percentage of the fan base want that would be easy as can be.
So
Throw on a
easy.
Navy caps.
Literally so easy.
What a gesture.
I don't even think you'd have to ask MLB.
What do you got there?
I texted the group last night.
Carson.
Carson wearing the Navy cap. Sharp look.
We're leaving Busch Stadium last night, and Holden's like, I got to get a souvenir. I'm like, oh, for God's sakes. And he bought some oversized Fredbird for like 60. For God's sakes. Carson's like, Dad, let's get a hat. There's 30, 40 different
A lot of hats in there.
Picks out. What did he pick out? A blue cap.
A Navy cap on the road.
I didn't say a word. He just said, I think this will work. And he picked out the blue cap. I sent it to you fellas. You're probably all sound asleep.
I love seeing it this morning when I saw it.
Yeah, I love seeing a Navy cap.
So Nook says we're prepped for this.
They were prepped for it. Nook could get down on it. I know that. He'd be ready.
Well,
He'd
he
go
is,
Navy
he
cap.
is the president of business operations. This is good for business.
Yeah.
But there does seem to be some pushback. They don't seem to embrace it.
Maybe they don't
Bill
want
DeWitt
it.
the third doesn't really care for it.
Is that right?
Yes. Trust me. If he does come in studio here in the next couple of weeks,
Maybe
he
he doesn't.
He won't tell me being prepped for it. He knows I'm going to bring it up, and he just starts laughing. But that's his thing. He's big into the uniforms. That's the thing. He's big into the uniforms.
It's an important part of the club.
Has McGreevy won the T-shirt for us yet? He's starting tonight, I believe.
He is starting
He
tonight.
is.
Yeah.
Him and
He
Zach
actually had a
Allen.
huge collection of. He's got a charitable wing called McGee's. He He had a bunch of people there before the game.
He did. He sent. There was a super cool thing that he invited 20 kids to get tickets, I guess with parents, from like Gateway PGA, so young golfers. And, you know, the email came out. Mike McGreevy's a huge golfer, and he wants to meet some of the kids in the golf community. And so they got to go down on the field before the game, and he hung out with them. And then he did the thing, as we know, with the family members of ALS patients because of the passing of his grandfather. Yeah, he's a good, you know what he is, Doug? A good sort.
A good egg.
He's a good sort. You know, he'd be the kind of guy that fans could really identify with if he can keep it going and stick around here for a while.
Yeah, a lot of similarities to Adam Wainwright. I
agree with you. I agree with you on that.
Good.
And he's a poor man's Maddox.
Good pitching matchup with him and Zach Allen
A
tonight.
builder's grade Maddox.
TMA Reddit Insider is not happy. This Navy cap bid is almost as lame as that dork Jake Reynolds. That's from the TMA Reddit Insider. Chairman Kurt, you have written the song of the summer for my money, Navy caps on the road. How do you respond to the TMA Reddit Insider?
It just shows me his true colors. I don't really put much stock in what he has to say now.
There you go, Doug.
The whole city's behind this. Feel free to be left out. Thanks for sending me the picture,
I don't know
Martin.
too many people who are against the Navy cap.
Well, there's one that Tim pointed out. He has the title of CEO.
Right. Seems to be the only one.
Tottenham Hotspur advances talks with West Ham for the acquisition of Mateus Fernandez, and not a single mention from you all this morning. I thought this was a sports show.
Yeah.
Doug, that's from Ed Time brother Steven.
It's a fumble. It's a swing and a miss on our part. I didn't know Mateus Ferguson was even on the trade market.
Well, he isn't. Fernandez is.
Oh, see there? That's why I didn't know it. And yet we didn't mention it at all. 8:47. Here we are, just now talking about
Well, the transfer window is open. So
Is it? Yeah.
opened a week ago.
Okay. Well, I feel for Mateus.
I agree with the TMA Reddit Insider. The Navy hats thing's dumb. It's from the 314.
It's not dumb.
Uh-oh, here comes Papers.
It's not dumb. You can say I prefer the red hats, but to say
See, I think the show is dumb.
right, well, yeah. So if that is
Serious
the case, then
topic
everything would
discussed
be
by
dumb.
dumb people.
Right,
It's not bad.
right.
That could be a slogan.
Good food quickly kind of situation.
Who uses that slogan?
Mark's Mulch.
and Brawl.
Mark's, yeah. Good mulch quickly.
We got the meats. Has he wrapped up the monthly title?
He is just on a heater.
Yeah, I think he has 3 or 4 wins. 3 or 4.
By the way, we tried to get out early yesterday. Do you remember,
We did.
Jackson, who won? Because we didn't announce the winner.
Mark,
I thought we did.
It was Mark.
I thought we did. We're coming right back to start the segment, but I could be wrong.
I think
either way, he
we
won.
did it verbally amongst ourselves, but didn't announce it on the air.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Mark from Mark's Mulch and Bra won
Yeah.
yesterday's Design Air Heating and Cooling email today.
I don't care what you guys talk about unless it's NBA or soccer. That's from the 618.
Oh, jeez.
Turkey A in the U.S. tonight at 9. And by all accounts, the most likely opponent on July 1st next week will be Bosnia.
How about that? When I was at that Cardinal game I was talking about against the Reds, that's when Bosnia had their friendly. Doug, was that against Panama?
I don't know who it was against.
It was.
And downtown was hopping with both Cardinal fans and Bosnia supporters all over the place. Sharp uniforms, by the way. Speaking of uniforms.
That'll be a lot of fun in St. Louis with all the Bosnian
Oh,
folks
I am
here.
telling
July
you.
1st, can you imagine?
And that's July 1st? That's official?
Yeah, well, that's the next game for the U.S. is July 1st.
Okay.
And I think
I thought it was going to be July 3rd.
It's the one, remember, it's at Levi Stadium, which you
Yeah.
can't say anymore in San Francisco. But it's July 1st, the U.S. next match, and all of the metrics, whatever, the matchups, they said most likely to be against Bosnia. That's after the dead rubber game tonight.
Right. So a week from yesterday, they'll play.
Any idea on the time they're matting since it's on a
I believe that's a 7 o'clock.
Oh,
Nice.
perfect. God bless America.
Nice.
I believe.
Can't wait. I will be watching that game with such anxiety and intensity.
Yeah. Winner go home.
It's
And I
7
kinda
o'clock
thought-
on Fox, Levi Stadium, Santa Clara. Next Wednesday, U.S.'s knockout round game, most likely against Bosnia.
Okay. They beat Qatar yesterday, 3-1. But I don't know if that's where, like, just this listening audience, I don't know, I guess on a 1 to 10, your level of enthusiasm for that game. Tonight's game is an outlier. Doug keeps calling it this dead rubber.
I've never used that phrase in my life before this week.
So it's immaterial what happens tonight, as long as nobody gets injured. But next Wednesday, I'm telling you, I don't know. I'm trying to think what the last time I will have watched a game with that much intensity.
Missouri football?
I know, but I mean, Missouri football's ship had kind of sailed. I don't know if it was the Vanderbilt loss by that time.
Like Missouri, Alabama, would that be the game you watched last with most intensity?
I think they were undefeated when they played them, if I'm not mistaken, so you didn't necessarily feel like the season was on the line.
Certainly.
It's got to be like a playoff type make or break.
I mean, I think I would take it back to the Blues in Winnipeg. I think that's my answer. That's how I'm going to feel watching it. But that's me, and I don't think that I'm sure there are some people texting in right now going, oh, my God, yeah, this is a hell of an opportunity. And then others going, I don't care. It's soccer. I hate it. I wish you guys wouldn't talk about it. So I don't feel like
I can't believe if you're a sports fan in the U.S. and that game comes along that you would say, it's soccer, it's stupid, that you wouldn't have some passing interest.
That's kind of what I thought as well. Again, maybe it's because I was 17 years old, but in 1994, I felt like the country got swept up in it. And I don't know if it's there yet. Now, if you get to a spot where you do beat Bosnia, if that is the opponent, and you're one of 16 teams remaining, and then at that point, I don't know, do you know, Jackson, who the likely opponents waiting there would be?
I don't.
If you're playing one of the proverbial brand names, so to speak, on your home turf, I don't know if you know if that'd be at SoFi, MetLife, whatever.
I think SoFi would be the one after the knockout. Yeah. So the 16 would be SoFi on the 6th.
Point being, like at that point, do people, the 6th is when it would be?
I believe
Martin?
that one is the 6th.
So that is that's a Monday?
After the holiday weekend.
On Saturday, okay. Like, do people then start rallying? Or is it just always going to be kind of a thing that some people just aren't going to get on board?
I think it's different this year. I do think people are more into it. I think part of it is, I'm not saying it because of Fox 2, but the fact that the games are on all day, middle of the daytime, for free. You don't have to stream it. You don't have to download an app or anything. It's just on your local Fox, which you can find everywhere except in rural Pennsylvania with Doug.
Couldn't find it, no.
But those games are on all day. The U.S. games have been at good times. Tonight being 9, not the best. Game doesn't matter. I think there's a fair amount of buzz. And the people that are into soccer, Bill McDermott, Kevin Kalish, these guys I was with yesterday, this group of players they've all been pointing to for a long time and saying this is the golden generation of talent that the U.S. has. Now, they've got to equal what the 02 team did before they can be put in that group. But everybody kind of had this expectation. And now they've come out, hammering in the first 2 games. I think the buzz by the time you get to Wednesday will be tremendous for that match.
I think the answer would be the United States versus Canada for the gold medal. That would be it.
Yeah. Looks like if they are to beat Bosnia, it would either be Egypt or possibly South Korea, possibly Austria or Algeria.
Okay, so that means none of the real,
Yes.
I didn't hear France. I didn't hear Spain.
Right.
I don't
Germany.
think South Korea's going to get in. They lost last night.
Yeah, but they're still the third place team could still get in that group. They're still alive. Korea's still alive.
Lake St. Louis Island Boys says the United States would not face a powerhouse likely till the semifinals. Their path to the semis is very favorable. God, can you imagine a semifinal game against, take your pick of one of those, France, Spain,
Argentina, one of the big boys.
Oh, yeah. United States against Messi in the semifinals. United States against Messi for the championship. Oh, I mean, that's gotta. I would think. And I'm not trying to groom people on soccer in the slightest. I feel like it's one of those things we used to joke in the sports department when Doug and I worked together at KMOV. Like when there was a sports story that wasn't something for Doug, Savard, or myself. Like suddenly a news reporter would cover it, for whatever reason. We call it transcends sports. Like we wouldn't be capable of handling it. You got to send in the news reporter, whatever. But this, I feel like, would transcend sports.
Yeah. Like I remember in 2022 when they played Netherlands in the round of 16. It was awesome. Netherlands 3-1 win, but like they just walked in because every second something could change. You know, I don't know. I find it very interesting personally. And the road to, like they were saying, the semis of the quarterfinals, favorable. Obviously, you know, Hell's Days on scholarship too, but could be a lot worse.
Attendance around the games around the countries have been pretty good.
Huge.
Looks pretty awesome. Yeah, looks like they've been filling up those stadiums.
Guys, the United States would play Germany in the semis. That's from Jared in St. Charles. How about this, Jared in St. Charles? He's got the bracket. God
Okay.
bless.
I'm
Thanks,
looking at the
Jared.
bracket. It's quite confusing.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, like the winner of Group G plays in the game below U.S. and then
Match 89 will play
Right.
loser of game
it's
52.
match 82. It's third in groups A, E, H, I, or J. So
All right, here we go. This is the official word here. For my money, this is the Sir Soccer of our generation. Producer Joe, Doug, you know, he used to work on the program.
Sure.
Has a landing strip. He just texted me and said it'll be likely Spain in the quarterfinals. The Athletic has a good tracker tool. So I guess that's where the Cardinal beat writer money went.
Okay. It's kind of odd that they would make it so confusing that you wouldn't know who you're going to be playing.
Well, because now it's 48
Moving
teams.
parts. And they expanded the field.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the tournament. Joe Lenardi had this bracket ready like months ago.
But he made it up.
They would play Spain, not Germany. Jared is drunk. That's from Tim's travel agent. Now, Jared, who was just trying to help us out, is now being accused of enjoying scotch in the morning.
Well, you wouldn't want to play Spain.
Yeah.
They're the number one overall favorite.
Minimal. The game below U.S., so that if they were to beat Bosnia, it would likely be Egypt versus South Korea, so you'd likely face the winner of that game.
Their road to the top 8 is very, very, very easy, and anything less than that would be a huge, huge letdown. That's from Steven time.
I don't know how you can say very, very easy.
Hell's Days on scholarship, too.
By the way,
Yeah.
Producer Joe would like, I'm just going to say, don't forget to get the easy pass when you
I
go
do use the
downtown.
Easy Pass when I go to games. I got to tell you.
I felt like
Producer
Tim,
Joe
I felt like he would need that mention, otherwise he doesn't come on this show.
He probably used it that night he went on Channel 4 to be our soccer analyst and hovered above the desk.
Yeah, I Dream of Genie.
Was he really on the show? Would you Chiron him as underneath his name?
I forget. No doubt, soccer expert.
Little buddy knows soccer. Joe, why don't you come in next Wednesday, which is the first? Come on by, pal.
Yes.
We'll send a
Matthew
car.
Kachuk, Jeff Suppan, producer Joe. It's all happening on this show, Doug.
We'll send a car.
Let's see. The SEMO Indian says 94 World Cup was way more hyped. AB had those 16-ounce Budweiser cans. Everyone was tuned into the games. That's from the SEMO Indians. See, that's what I feel like.
Yeah, I did feel like it was a bigger deal.
You
for
did?
some
You felt
reason.
that way in
Yeah.
'94? Okay. So did I. But here, you could have a spot where the United States gets into the real mix. I mean, this is a weird spot. You got a World Cup game in the United States tonight, and I think plenty of people are going, okay, it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to get locked in.
It's late, too, for a heavy portion of the country. Like East Coast, 10 p.m. start. It's not going to do well.
All the texters are soccer experts now, huh? That's from the chairman of the National Swingers Convention. Okay, that's enough soccer. Thanks. It's from Big Tuft. Speaking of Spain, wifey in the Barcelona. Meow. That's from Shrimply Pibbles. Doug just sent in a picture of his wife in Barcelona. And I believe that's with him. If not, we don't kink shame.
It's interesting.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I kink shame.
Yeah.
I absolutely do.
I like to go to Barcelona.
Guys, can you have producer Joe stay for ATMA? That's from Plowboy's Dwelling. We would have to work that out. Him and E. Martin, as you know, they're sideways. I think producer Joe would decline that invite.
But there'd be some fireworks, and
There
that's
would
what
be
we'd
some-
like.
there would be
And
some
it's the holidays, Doug. It's coming up on the 4th. Don't we want some
Yep.
fireworks?
I think so,
We can
yeah.
promote that. You want fireworks? It's the 4th of July. Tune to ATMA when Joe and Iggy are in the same room for the first time in years.
Yep. They could go. That could be Texas rules at that point. You're welcome to get involved on the program by texting in, by calling in, by emailing in, by opening up your YouTube app, watching it, and talking it over with other TMA listeners. 271 friends are in there. And Iggy just responded to that invite for producer Joe by saying he can park cars in the Hubbard parking lot.
Oh, gosh. He doesn't want them in the building. He wants them waving people into certain parking spots. gosh.
I don't know if this is going to happen or not. No. Email in for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day in the Mark Hanna Evergreen Wealth Strategies 9 o'clock hour. It comes up at 9:45. Design Air online at designairservice.com. I did some work with them. And Joe, Doug, you said sometimes he brings Joey.
He will, yeah, occasionally. You never really know for sure.
Did wonderful work on Tuesday afternoon. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling. Martin is a client. Doug is a client. I am a client. We welcome you to become a client as well. Take a look at the forecast in St. Louis. Wow, it is going to be hot. Man, oh man, upper 90s. It is Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com. Longest running sponsor. Sign up for their maintenance plan. Nothing to worry about then. You're extending the life of your HVAC system. Design Air Heating and Cooling sponsor our email today. This is TMA 101 ESPN. Summer is here, and if your home already feels warmer than it should, your windows could be working against you. When old windows let the heat pour in, your air conditioner has to work overtime just to keep up, and you end up paying for it every month on your energy bills. Well, right now, Universal Windows Direct is making it easier than ever to get the job done. When you buy 4 windows, you get 4 free. That's one of their biggest offers of the year. The more windows you replace, the more you save. Plus, you'll get 48 months of 0% interest financing, same as cash. That's 4 full years to pay with no interest, making this the perfect time to invest in your home without stretching your budget. So before the summer heat really settles in, make sure your home is ready for it. Call 314-334-2522 or visit universalwindowsdirect.com to schedule your free estimate today. Buy 4 windows, get 4 free, 48 months interest free, same as cash. Comfort, efficiency, and savings all summer long. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows. It's TMA 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel. We are in the Mark Hanna Evergreen Wealth Strategies 9 o'clock hour. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with you on the program. Jackson Burkett is on the ones and the twos here on this presentation. Cardinals will try to split their series with the Diamondbacks tonight. Chaim Bloom talked it over with regard to the trade deadline, giving his thoughts. Here is what the Cardinals president of baseball operations had to say.
Yeah, I think, from my perspective, obviously, I sat here in the fall, and I've said it a number of times since that, we have, pretty ambitious goals, and we want to make sure that we have a good plan to get there and that we don't get distracted from the things that need to happen in order for us to reach those goals. I still feel that way and still feel as I felt then, shortcuts aren't going to get you where you want to go. But even though I did say that, obviously, when we were willing to make those hard decisions to focus us towards our long-term goals, nothing's changed with that. But at no point are we not going to walk in this building looking to win. I think the cool thing about what's happened to this point, in part because of what we did in the offseason, I think there might be a lesson in this. We did it with a focus on a certain ambition and a certain goal, and that the success that we've come by, I like to think we've come by it honestly. We've come by it, not through taking those shortcuts, not through, trying to find cheap thrills, but really to try to build something. And we've experienced a lot of success so far along the way. So I do think we have to keep that in mind. Obviously, like Bill said, we've got a lot of time between now and when the deadline action really heats up. Anytime you have a deadline, most of the action is going to happen pretty darn close to that deadline. And, so that may inform some of the opportunities that are available then, and where we stand might inform some of the specific decisions. But I think we want to keep in mind, we want to have this success through building towards something. I think that really, more than characterizing us any one specific way, just keeping in mind what we're building and doing justice to that and trying to win through doing that is really needs to continue to be front and center for us.
Chaim Bloom yesterday.
Okay. So it sounds like he was saying probably not going to go for a short-term fix.
Right. Stay the course. And something you had said earlier, Tim, about Anook comes from the outside, hired from Toronto. Chaim Bloom comes from the outside. I think that's something the DeWitts, if you look at it, two prominent positions now are people with a fresh look at how the Cardinals do things, both on the baseball side and on the business side, and even like the whole leaning in this year to the tarps off kind of being maybe a little more fun than they used to be. I do think they're trying to evolve a little bit here, both on the baseball and on the business side. Now, as far as Chaim Bloom, I think he's, telling you basically let's not get too excited. I think he's not saying that, but I think also we're committed to the long-term process here.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what else he would possibly say. I think we all know that.
You could say
they're in a rebuilding.
You could
mode.
say, hey, we're ahead of schedule, or we're better than we thought, and therefore we're readjusting some of our goals. I think they were hoping they'd be competitive, and then they've been better than that.
Yeah.
But maybe things are starting to fall off a little bit here. What would you say right now, Papers? Careful with this season right now. Are we at the point where you assign careful?
We haven't reached that just yet, but rapidly approaching. Get a win tonight.
In other words, things could get away from you.
Well,
like to see McGreevy go a little deep tonight. We could use a nice 6-7 inning start here.
Badly. Gotta get that bullpen rested up.
Hell.
He is on a mission to throw 7. I can tell you that. See how it goes down. I mean, it was going just fine last night, but that's a Liberatore start, and all of a sudden, boom, just like that. If you stepped away from the TV for 5 minutes and you came back and watched, you go, what in the hell happened? Balls were just flying out to that Diamondbacks bullpen left and right.
I was playing golf last night, and I was monitoring the game on my phone. It's like, all right.
You guys have men's league at Log Cabin on Wednesdays.
Yeah, it's a log men's league. We don't really like to talk about it.
Why not?
Well, it's kind
paparazzi.
Okay.
Paparazzi. You don't need. Just keep it low key. But I was looking on my phone. I was like, oh, kind of cruising. Maybe things are going right. And then I literally played one hole. Looked back at my phone, 6-2. I was like, oh Jesus, what happened? What the hell happened?
Home runs happened.
Yeah, ball was flying.
Mm-hmm.
How about this? Breaking news. Papers, I don't know what this means because I've never heard of this deal, but you will because you know ball. St. Louis's Robbie Avila has agreed to an Exhibit 10 contract with the LA Lakers. Sources tell Draft Express the A10 Player of the Year is one of the nation's most skilled bigs, shot 40% from three and averaged 4+ assists per game as a front court playmaking hub. What is an Exhibit 10 contract?
1 year non-guaranteed contract.
Minimum salary deal.
Right. So what that means, he'll play Summer League with the Lakers, which is great out in Vegas. And then they'll either sign him to a two-way deal after that, which means you play a little G League, a little NBA, a straight G League contract, or they'll waive him, in which case he'll probably go over to Europe, make good money and play. And then if you develop there, you can also always get re-signed for a two-way deal or a G League
And
contract.
most likely, right, if you had to wager, probably the next 10 years, you'll play in Europe and make a bunch of money.
Right. Yeah, and that Exhibit 10 gives them G League rights. So if they like him, they can just throw him on the G League team, the South Bay Lakers, I'm pretty sure.
South Bay, Doug. Well, congratulations to him. Looking forward to seeing how that progresses. You're welcome to text in, call in, email in, open up your YouTube app, type in TMA STL, and talk it over in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. It's TMA 101 ESPN.
This is Jackson with the Sports Center update, brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. This just in, the Charlotte Hornets are trading LaMelo Ball and Josh Green to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Naz Reid, a 2033 unprotected first-round pick, 3 first-round pick swaps, and 3 second-round picks. Sources are telling Shams Charania. That was another Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
All that matters is what's up in the sky. All right. Switch it up on you guys. Add a little breakdown.
Here's the breakdown you want to do.
There's firecrackers shooting in the sky. A bottle rockets on the 4th of July. Roman candle wars in my backyard. Run for me and you won't get too far. Sparklers, screamers, and streamers. Cherry bombs, smoke bombs with your moms. Kids playing with the poppers in the street. Burning them snakes all over the concrete.
So good, man.
Tim, you wanted producer Joe next Wednesday because that's the night the U.S. men's national team plays in the World Cup, 7 o'clock, we believe, against Bosnia. He texted back. I said, it sounds like next Wednesday is the perfect day. And he said, maybe.
Wow. No, you can't
Doug,
commit.
we got him.
When you're parking that many cars, you can't commit.
Oh, you're on Iggy's side now, man. It's going to go down. It's going to go down.
Okay.
Program's called The Morning After. Mark Hanna sponsors this 9 o'clock hour. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, and Martin Kilcoyne with you on the presentation, while Jackson Burkett DJs with acoustic sessions and Chairman Kurt Field's phone calls from both Stan the Caddy and Caller Ellen. And I guess she's considering the threesome invite from the Warson Woods Wacko, which was extended to both her and Sharon and Clayton. Sharon and Clayton has said she has not committed to it yet.
I don't know that any of them have.
Warson Woods Wacko has.
He has. The guy is in. Imagine that.
I got my bin nibbled on by an Enterprise intern and not a single mention. That's from the self-made stay-at-home Ledoux.
Now, what does that mean?
I don't know. I just read what's in the prompter. That's what they send it in here on the program.
You were hot, weren't you?
Darn right I was.
Doug, last night, former Cardinal Sandy Alcantara set the Marlins franchise record for strikeouts by a Marlin, and it was not met with any acknowledgement at all in the ballpark or on the scoreboard. And the Marlins broadcast and the Marlins manager, who we will find out who that is, was not happy about it. Take a listen to what took place last night after Sandy Alcantara set the record for Marlins franchise leader for strikeouts.
Yeah, he did.
He struck him out. And there it is. Sandy Alcantara stands alone as Miami's all-time new strikeout leader.
They haven't really acknowledged that yet here in the ballpark. He knows. I think he was aware of that coming in. And he looks around to see if they put on the scoreboard. They did not.
They still have the count as 1 ball, 3 strikes.
Look at Clayton. He is not happy, and neither is that Marlins dugout. They're telling the fans to stand up and applaud Sandy.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it out there. Hey. See, the problem I have, most of the fans here tonight should know that without having to look at the scoreboard.
And now he's doffing his cap, so the fans in the know now. That's great.
A lot of problems. It wasn't put up on the scoreboard right away, which it should have been, and a lot of fans who came here should have known it anyway. Little things like that irritate me, Kyle.
I know they do. I understand.
And put it up on the scoreboard. There we go. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Most strikeouts in Marlins history.
Scoreboard was working on a 30-second delay, but it finally got there.
Oh, wow, they are just not going to let it go.
Now, we got a texter who says it was actually the Rangers broadcast.
Oh, okay. It was Tuesday night, not last night.
But
otherwise,
dialed in.
Okay, it was last year, but otherwise, the point's made.
Clayton McCullough, manager of the Marlins.
Sounds like a lawyer.
Does. But yeah, he turned around.
So I was going to say, if you're the Marlins broadcaster, you're getting a little edgy there, calling out the entire operation.
But Clayton McCullough turns around and looks at all the fans and puts his hands up like, what's going on? It's crazy that Sandy Alcantara now holds the strikeout record in
Can
Miami.
you name the person he passed?
Josh Beckett.
That's a good guess, Papers.
That's a good guess. He's 8th on their all-time.
Dontrell Willis.
I
He
wouldn't think
is
so.
4th on their all-time.
Charlie Huff.
He is not in the top.
Jose Fernandez wasn't there long enough.
Not there.
Right?
Not there.
Levon Hernandez.
With Eric Gregg behind the plate in a playoff game, really taking liberties and grateful that the ABS was not around.
No.
My guesses then.
Ricky Nolasco.
Who?
We could have been here.
Yes. And then Josh Johnson, Dontrell Willis, A.J. Burnett, Anibal Sanchez, Ryan Dempster, Josh Beckett.
How long was A.J.
Jose
Burnett
Fernandez.
playing for the Marlins?
I don't think they have a decorated history. Is what
They
we're
got
kinda,
2 World Series.
I know, but
Now, Gibson is obviously the Cardinal leader. Who would be second?
probably Bob Forsch, if I had to guess. But then there might be a really old-time guy there.
Steven Matz.
No.
You morons didn't know about it either, apparently. It's from Ray King.
I didn't really
That's
care
fair.
that much.
Wait, A.J. Burnett played a long time.
Didn't
for the
really care
Marlins.
that much. Okay, let's see. Cardinal striker Gibson first. Adam Wainwright second by a lot.
Never heard of him.
Gibson 3,117 strikeouts. Wainwright 2,202.
Where's Forsch? Is Forsch on that list?
He's fifth.
Fifth.
Dizzy Dean 3. Chris Carpenter 4.
Never heard of Dizzy D. Chris Carpenter. Yeah.
Forsch, Lance Lynn, Matt Morris, Jesse Haynes, Steve Carlton, Bill
That's
Doak.
Lynn a little higher than I would have thought. Yeah.
Miles Michaelis 14. How do you like him now? Jack Flaherty 24. Just fun with lists. That's all it is.
Cherry bombs, smoke bombs with the moms. Think about that.
Does make more sense that it was the Rangers broadcast. Being a little upset about it.
Yeah.
As mad
more
as those guys were
comfortable.
getting, I'm like,
A
I
little
don't
more
think you can
comfortable.
do that for too long.
Doug, would you consider tonight's game a game of greater importance than normal here at this point in the season for a Thursday night against the Diamondbacks? I kind of feel that way.
Yeah, I do too.
Considering that they did get Liberatore through 5 1/3 last night, but Graceffo had to throw an inning in 2/3. Justin Brule 2 innings. Now, that way, you would think you would have the good bullpen guys, all due respect, available tonight. I know McGreevy is on a mission to get through 7. He will be dialed in part because that is the mission, but also keep in mind he's coming off of a rough start in Kansas City on Friday. The team needs him. The team needs to split this series and get ready for those Marlins starting tomorrow.
Yeah, you better stack up the wins because the schedule gets brutal in July.
Braves, Brewers, Cubs, Brewers,
Braves again.
Braves.
Yeah.
How do you do?
Yeah.
Not a hot take, but I think this Blaze Jordan can hit. I mean, I think we weren't talking about him at all during the offseason. In fact, he was at the winter warm-up, and he just looked like one of the reporters just hanging out like, wait, that's Blaze Jordan. He's younger than he looks. He puts the ball in play. He just tends to drive and runs. Doug,
Yeah.
I'm going to say I think this guy's a ball player.
I'm with you. And
He
he's looked
works.
good defensively, except for that error last night was kind of rough. But he's been very good as a first baseman and a third baseman both.
Yeah, probably not a lot of range over there, but if he's going to hit, you could live with it. Like the Gorman experiment, I don't know that it's over for sure. I know fans are over it. But I think organizationally, what do? You hope he hits a little bit at Memphis, and then maybe late summer you get him back to get a little more big league. Or
I don't know. What happens if he comes back and he strikes out 7 times in his first 10 at bats? It's here we go again. I think I
think
would
they're close to done. Yeah, I agree.
I would close the door on that.
I know fans are done. I would say organizationally, probably getting close to done.
Doug, some might say we need to win some series. That's from Doug's fat friend.
No, you need to win just as many games as you can. Series don't matter that much, except in the postseason, of course.
You don't know ball.
Just stack the wins if you can. But I agree with Jordan. He's a good-looking hitter. I like the fact that he doesn't strike out that much, or hasn't yet so far. He does put it in play. 3 RBIs last night. I'd like to see him maybe move up a little in the lineup. They had him.
Yeah, I would say
8.
if he's going to be in the lineup and Fermin's going to be in the lineup, who hits a decent amount, does a nice job, but doesn't need to be 5th. Like to manage against you.
Like to manage against you. That's a pretty fun thing to say to anyone who might disagree with your opinion.
Zach Gallen will be on the mound for the Diamondbacks against the Cardinals. There's a guy who was unhittable and oftentimes talked about, man, there's a Cardinal they traded away and took off.
He and Alcantara both.
But Gallen has not been that guy in 2026. 6.10 ERA. He will go up against McGreevy tonight.
So therefore, we won the Ozuna trade.
Yes.
I don't know.
Just with that one play where he climbed the wall for the ball that landed 15 feet in front of him.
He was a good hitter.
But that neon sleeve, you would write letters into Sound Off about that neon yellow sleeve.
Furious about the sleeve. I'm very much against people wearing the clothing they want to wear.
Good for you. Good for you. Email in, Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Coming up the morning after at InsideSTL.com. That is how you can participate and compete. You're probably going to be going up against Mark from Mark's Mulch and Bra Emporium. And this guy is having a June for the ages. But, I mean, imagine if you could go home and tell your wife you beat Mark from Mark's Mulch and Bra Emporium and what that would lead to.
Nice little feather in your cap.
Yeah, light hand.
I want that conversation recorded. Hey, honey, guess what today? Did you get promoted? You get a raise? No. I want email today. What's that? That's that thing you listen to in the car that the kids can't listen to? Yes. Well, why is it a big deal? Well, this guy, Mark, with his mulch and bra business, excuse me, what? I finally got him.
God forbid men have hobbies.
Good papers. That's why you're the people's champion.
That's right.
Yeah. You're pro hobby and pro protein bar mid-show.
Sure. Pro snacking in general.
If you are in need of a snack and you're feeling exhausted, maybe you could go to Mentality. If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, it might not be that you're just getting old. There's a good chance your hormones and metabolism are out of balance. So this is your chance to work with Mentality. Not a macho low-T bro clinic. They're human-centered, and their mission is to figure out what's really going on in your body and your brain. Mentality starts by listening. They'll run real labs and explain your results in plain English, and then build a personalized science-backed plan using hormone therapy and FDA-approved peptide treatments to help get your brain and body back on track. So stop telling yourself and everyone around you that you're fine. Right now, all new patient labs will be covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250 right out of the gate. Reclaim the old you, the younger you with Mentality. Schedule your appointment now at lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com, LOWTUSA.com. The program is called TMA. It's presented by Brown & Crouppen on 101 ESPN.
Need an idea for lunch? You're meeting some friends, maybe a business colleague, or just taking the kids out? Go to Village Bar. If you've never been, you hear us talking about it all the time. Find out what we've been talking about on Manchester Road in De Pere, less than a mile from 270, so it's easy to hop off the highway. Check it out. Enjoy the best cheeseburger in town. Get some wings, the waffle fries. Kids will love it. Your friends, your colleagues. Great spot for happy hour as well. Ball games are always on. Village Bar is a staple. Check it out if you've never been. And while you're there, check out that barn in back, which is home to 1879 Distilling. That's where they're making Red Barn vodka. Having a summertime party, maybe for the 4th. Mix it up this year. Grab a couple of bottles of the flavored vodkas from Red Barn Vodka. All of these award-winning spirits made right there in De Pere, inside the barn. They've got a great tasting room connected to Village Bar. Saturdays, noon to 5, they open it up. You can do some sampling there and buy some merchandise inside the general store that is connected to Village Bar. Tables out front. You can sit there and sample the products. Again, award-winning spirits being made right in back. It's an homage to the distillery days in the 1800s. The Germans started doing this, and now they're doing it right in back at Village Bar. Stop by for lunch, happy hour dinner, and sample the products. 1879distilling.com.
It's TMA 101 ESPN, and joining us right now for his weekly appearance on the program, on the Collier and Thompson phone lines, friend of the program, Brad Thompson. Morning, B-Team.
Good morning, fellas. How we doing today?
Good. What about yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I mean, it's a lovely day. Gonna be a warm one, I'm thinking. But no, life is good, man. Life is good.
The Cardinals, we were just talking about this in the previous segment. This one feels like, I mean, again, it's still mid-late June, and it is a Thursday night game against the Diamondbacks. But with that said, considering what took place in Kansas City and so far what has taken place in 2 of 3 against the Diamondbacks, this strikes me as a game that has a little more value to it than maybe what you would have thought if you were looking at the schedule a couple weeks ago. How do you view it?
I mean, I guess that's fair, just due to the fact that the team has been playing the way that they have, and you want to be able to, you're trying to rack series wins, or in this point, you're trying to just even things up right now. But I think that when you look at this like bigger picture for a young ball club, with basically like top to bottom, with a couple of exceptions of guys with something to prove at this level, and really, it really is top to bottom with something to prove. Because whether you're guys that have been established, I think Burley has established himself as kind of what he is, but he's also trying to establish himself as a player that is going to get a long-term contract. And like everybody is fighting for something. I feel like every series is a big series, and I know it's like cliche, but every game is a big game for a group of young guys, and that's kind of what makes it exciting to watch them, because you see them playing that way, right? So I don't think that they buy into any of the like this series is bigger than that series, or this game is bigger than that game, but it's fun for us to do that. But I think that the way that they've been playing is very consistent, and I feel like it's been working overall.
Liberatore's had a couple of rough outings in a row here. Would you expect him to do anything different with him, or stay the course?
I would stay the course. I think that's the expectation. Now, who knows like how long that patience goes for him. But I was talking yesterday about this. Like it's one where we still got to remember what this season was supposed to be, and still is it's a year where there is a transition, there is a developmental aspect to it. This is about building blocks towards the future. And they still look at Matthew Liberatore as one of those blocks for the future, right? So, yes, he's had some scuffles. That was a rough inning, and obviously last time out before that against the Royals was a really, really bad game. But I feel like you're learning through your experiences along the way, and then you continue to build your depth organizationally to push guys like Liberatore and to push others in the rotation, and ultimately at some point push other guys out of the rotation. That's what you try to do by building depth. But you look at what Andre Palante was able to do last year, and he had a career high in innings and a career high in games. ERA was super inflated. Like, it wasn't the year on paper that Andre Palante would want to have had. But those experiences and the opportunity to fight through those things and to take the ball every fifth or sixth day, I think really built him into the guy that we've seen so far this year, which has been a very consistent major league starter. So kind of feel like you give that same leeway to Matthew Liberatore.
In Kansas City, the indication seemed to be he was tipping pitches, maybe again last night. How do you break that cycle? If that's something that, is he more inclined to do it than others? What have you seen in that regard?
Yeah, we had a really interesting conversation with Ollie about this before the game yesterday, about just like tipping pitches in general and about how much kind of goes into it. Like, this is not the same as like back in the day, and some guys were phenomenal at it. Like Jim Edmonds, incredible at just picking up tells on a pitcher. Albert Pujols was really good at it, and you'd see stuff from the dugout. But now, like, there is so much focus on this. Like, major league clubs have people, like teams of people that are on tells on the opposition, that are on tells on your own guys, not just in the big leagues, but in AAA. And they can be so small, right? And if you're listening right now, you don't know what like a tip or a tell is. It can be as slight as like your glove turns a fraction of an inch on a breaking ball. Your hand goes a little bit deeper into your glove on a changeup. And there are different places where you can read the tell. First and third base coaches on the other team, they are looking. They are trying to signal pitches, and they will signal it with either verbal action or verbal words or physical actions to their hitters. Runner at second obviously can see a different view. So give all this thinking about it from a pitcher standpoint, there's a whole lot to think about when you're trying to not tip your pitches. And then when you get into the heat of battle, like you're thinking about it early, everything's good. And then all of a sudden you walk a guy, that stinks. And then a double in the gap and you have first and third. And then all of a sudden stuff starts speeding up. That's when you fall back into some of those tendencies. And that's where the work in between starts is really important. Like whenever you're playing catch, you have to work, whatever your tell is, you have to work on that when you're playing catch. Certainly you're working on it in your bullpen. You're digging into video and you're trying to create new muscle memory. So I do believe absolutely against the Royals, that was part of it for Matthew Liberatore. I mean, you just go back and look, like he hadn't had outings like that. He had some rough ones here and there, but nothing like that where they were on everything. But it still comes down to execution also. So even if you are giving something away, you go back and look at some of the damage there in that fourth inning for Matthew Liberatore. There weren't too many pitches that he threw where he wanted to that got hit. So sometimes you can give something away. If your stuff's good enough, if you execute it where you want to, when you want to, even if they kind of know it's coming, it doesn't mean they're going to crush it, right? So there's a little bit of both that goes into it. Yeah, you're going to focus on your tells and your tips that you have and the tendencies because everybody tends to know theirs. But I know it sounds like an easy thing to fix. It's not. It's a process. But you also just have to compete and focus on commanding your pitches when you really need to. And unfortunately, in that fourth inning, some of that command fell away for him.
Are teams allowed to have guys in the press box watching on TV to see if a guy's tipping pitches, or does that all have to be done in the dugout?
So. Yeah, I wouldn't think so. I would think that would probably be illegal. Now, I think that they can go back after games and watch, from side views because, these ballparks have all these different camera angles. But there shouldn't be anything from a level like that, I wouldn't think. That seems very, very shady at that point. You'd be watching on a monitor. That seems very old Astros-esque.
It does.
Something like that. Yeah, I don't know if you take a bite of a hot dog, if it's a breaking ball. I don't know how any of that works from the press box. So, yeah, wouldn't think that is part of it. But it really is crazy, like how much time is dedicated to this. And some organizations have like computer algorithms where they just run stuff through like fast speed, and then they are able to pick out small, tiny things that pitchers are doing. And you're seeing it not just knowing what pitch is coming, but when a guy is going to the plate as opposed to picking off. Like what is a small little tendency that they can pick up off of? We see the Cardinals do this a lot. Like they spend a lot of time, their group, of trying to figure out a pitcher and his cadence to the plate so they can steal an extra base. Remember, this wasn't supposed to be a team that was going to hit a bunch of home runs, although they've shown more power than expected. Like they're going to have to take these small advantages that are given. It's a really small, nuanced part of the game that ends up breeding big results.
Brad, very unscientific, but Blaze Jordan, I said, he just looks like a hitter. He looks like he could belong here in the big leagues.
It's my favorite kind of analytics right there. Eyeball test still works. Like it does, man. It does. Like there is when you watch a player and you just see how he reacts to situations. I don't need to see exit velocities. I don't need to see swing velocities or a spray chart necessarily. When you're watching Blaze Jordan, you're seeing a guy that's a baseball player, and he's young, man. He's only 23 years old. I feel like he's handled all the situations really well. I think the Cardinals have also put him in a good position where there's not a ton of pressure on him, letting him play some third, letting him play some first, putting him lower in the order. And who knows? Like maybe that ends up progressing more for him. But he's done everything that they could have asked him to do. Now the question is going to be, will he continue to progress? You know that the league is going to start getting a little bit more of a book on him, but he hasn't shown any glaring weaknesses early, right? This is a guy that has covered a little bit of everything. I've appreciated, because you don't see this a lot with young players. Heck, you don't see it a lot with veteran players at times, of having a two-strike approach. He does. He shortens up. He uses the other field. Like he does a lot of those things that winning players do. So I would say so far so good here for Blaze Jordan.
How do you suppose they'll handle Gorman now in the minors? You think we've seen the last of him, or will they try to get him right and bring him back up?
Well, they're definitely going to try to get him right? He's still one of your guys, but this isn't one of those situations, in my opinion. Again, this isn't with talking to Ollie about this or talking with Chaim about it, but this isn't one like sometimes you'll see organizations like, hey, just send a guy out to get him right, but you're going to get him back right away. Like that's the plan. I don't know that is the plan right now. The plan right now is absolutely send him out to get him right because he needs that. But at the big league level, you couldn't keep having that day in and day out over at third base, right? So he's still a relatively young player. He's got plenty of upside, but there, in my opinion, I don't think there's an urgency to get him back to the big league level right away. If he earns it, absolutely. You'd love to be able to have him back in the mix and have that skill set there. But I don't believe that there is like a, hey, this has to be part of the quote unquote plan. I don't think that it does. I hope for him that it is, and I hope for the team actually it is too, because that guy is the power that he brings is a game changer. But like this, you get a finite amount of opportunities, right? What do you do with them? And hopefully for him, he's looking at this not as a demotion, but an opportunity to get right and to get better and to kind of force their hand. But yeah, I don't see this as an urgency one. What do you guys see? Like when you're looking at the bulk of work that you've seen from Gorman over the years, you saw him this year, obviously. Like, how do you look at him going forward?
I think we kind of know what hitter he is, and maybe something will change. Maybe organizationally somewhere else, something will click. I mean, it's tricky because Jordan Walker, a lot of people might have said, oh, he's done, he'll never hit. And here he is at an all-star level. But I think around here, most people feel like it's just not going to happen here. Maybe change the scenery. Maybe it'll be great somewhere else. But I think most people are in that camp.
I think that's fair, and that's the one that would take people off the most, right? Change of scenery, and all of a sudden it clicks. And by the way, there are not as many examples of that as people tend to think there are over the years. But if you look at him, he's 26 years old, but I mean he's had over 1,800 plate appearances at the big league level. Strikeout rate is way higher than you wanted it to be. Showed off flashes, right? I mean, you know the power that he had. I think it led the club in 23, maybe with 27 of them, but. It's too few and far between. There's got to be more consistency in this game. So I'm with you. Look, you give guys some runway. If they take it, great. If they don't, then you have other guys. That's why you have organizational depth. And Blaze Jordan has turned into one of those guys for them. Came over in the Steven Matz deal and has put himself right in the thick of things.
Yeah, I think Jordan makes the decision maybe easier for the Cardinals with Gorman. Jordan looks like the real deal. And I would think they would try to get Gorman back on track and then maybe move him for the change of scenery. Probably do everybody good.
Well, you could, right? You still look at him, and I think, Doug, that's a really good point. He's still an asset for you. Like, I guarantee you this. Other teams are going to look at him, and whatever it is, like they might be like, oh, maybe I could fix this, maybe something that the Cardinals have been trying to fix for a long time. But either way, everybody thinks that they can make a project out of somebody else's player, right? That's what you want. Like, if you're an organization and you're looking for something, and trade deadline's coming up, and obviously we're just spitballing stuff here, but if you need a left-handed bat with some thumb that you think is projectable, I would think that he'd be very intriguing for you at 26 years old. So there is still a lot of value there in the player, in the organization. It's just, not quite clear on what it looks like at the big league level for the Cardinals going forward.
Do you think if Chaim Ali on that lie detector back in February, we check it now, would say, listen, this is not a playoff type team, and they would tell you, hey, listen, we're a little over our skis. It's been fun. It's been great. We've overachieved record-wise based on what we have, especially some of the pitching shortcomings. So let's just kind of see how it plays out. Like they want to enjoy the ride, have fun, try and win every game, but realistically, they probably think this team's a little short.
It's hard to say, right? Because we all knew, like, they laid it out. Chaim laid it out what this year was going to be. And when he laid it out, he didn't say this is October or bust, right? So that kind of laid the ground level of, hey, we're going to see what these young players have. Well, it's always the hope that they mature earlier than expected. And I feel like that has kind of been part of it. And one of the other things is the fact that, like, the details have mattered for this club. All the little things that might be boring to talk about or even boring to work on or study, like, they've done a really good job of doing all of those little things. Those have added 2 wins. We know how many tight margins this ball club plays on. So, like, at the end of the day, yes, I bet if you sat them down, you say, hey, here's the record. You're second in the National League at this point. You're right at the halfway mark. Is there any surprise there? I'm sure there's probably a little bit of it just due to looking at, like, coming into the season, what you had, what you traded away. You got rid of 4 all-star players, and then give opportunities to young guys. I would say that there's a little bit of that, but I also do believe that they felt high about the group that they had coming in, but for everything to click at the same time, I would say yes, that would be a bit surprising.
I think a lot of Cardinal fans are anxious to see Joshua Baez get a shot at the major league level. You see that happening anytime soon?
Well, you just keep hitting homers. At some point, something good will happen. Like, again, with Baez, who is super young. What did he just turn, 22 or 23? Like, he's a pup. And he turned a big corner last year at Springfield, and obviously turned another corner so far this year, putting up monster numbers. I'm not sure that there is an urgency yet when it comes to Baez, right? You've got Walker doing his thing, Newt is back, you're piecing together some different things, you're giving guys opportunities at the big league level. Obviously, Church is going to play center for you on a normal day, defensively, one of the best out there. But you don't think that there is a need to push the issue. You still want him to continue to learn through the good things and through the bad things at AAA. But, man, at some point, yes, like you knock down the door, and that's what Baez is trying to do. It's so exciting to be talking about guys like him, to be talking about depth instead of talking about, well, I got nobody there, there's no answer if you need some thump. Oh, no, there's an answer, and he's very close. So credit to him. And another one of those reminders that it takes a while. It takes a while for a player to grow into the player that he's supposed to be, especially a guy that gets drafted out of high school and ends up making it to the big leagues. I mean, you think about that same arc for Jordan Walker, some of the struggles that he had at the big league level, Baez was able to have at the minor league level, right? So it's just a little different. It takes a little bit longer, especially for those high school guys. But, man, he has been so fun to watch. The highlights are ridiculous. We all got an opportunity to see him live and in person in spring training. He's a monster, and I think he's going to be a really fun one to watch at some point.
Brad Thompson with us every Thursday here on TMA. He will be on the call tonight. Cardinals and Diamondbacks, Zach Gallen, Mike McGreevy, as the Cardinals wrap up the 4-game series before welcoming the Marlins to town. And then a super difficult stretch of the schedule between then and the All-Star break. Cardinals and Diamondbacks tonight. BT, we always appreciate the time. Thanks so much, man.
All right, gentlemen, thanks for having me. Have a great weekend.
You too. That's Brad Thompson with us here on the Callier and Thompson phone lines, talking it over regarding the Cardinals. Doug, could you tell us about Mark Milton? Because he would like to hear you talk it over.
He would like to help you if you have any kind of tax problems. He's right there. Great resource to have here in St. Louis. One of the top tax attorneys in the nation. Talking, of course, about Mark Milton. If you got years of unfiled tax returns or tax liens, bank levies, wage garnishments, keeping you up at night, or worse, you could be facing IRS criminal investigation. If so, you should contact STL tax lawyer Mark Milton at stltaxlawyer.com. He'll help you take on the godforsaken tax man. Mark Milton at stltaxlawyer.com provide a local and holistic approach to tax resolution. Mark earned his accounting degree from the University of Illinois, #1 accounting program in the country, his law degree from St. Louis U, and now he lives and works right here in the St. Louis area, helping individuals and small businesses solve their tax problems. How good is this guy? Well, he worked for the Department of Justice Tax Division in Washington, where he represented the IRS in tax cases around the country and received the DOJ's Outstanding Trial Attorney Award. He is simply one of the best there is in the nation. If you have IRS problems, you contact Mark Milton at stltaxlawyer.com today, and you'll be saying, I am not guilty, I am with Milty. Remember that choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
We will have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today coming up next on the Polos Plus dossier. This is the Morning After, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel. It's TMA 101 ESPN. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne, Jackson Burkett, and Chairman Kurt, who's done a wonderful job filtering the emails in what is becoming known as the Mark's Mulch and Bra Emporium email of the day. Doug, this guy has been on a heater.
Yeah.
Where everybody else feels like they might be playing for second, but maybe not. Maybe it'll be different today. Let's see what we got. It's time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling Email of the Day. Hello, and welcome back to HGTV, DBA Hoosier, and Garden Television. Today we are setting up this washed-up stick puck player, Jordan Kyrou, with a new pad before he tosses up a 25-point season down in Chinatown. First up, Doug, is it Anacostia?
It sounds right.
Jordan. Anacostia is similar to the north side of St. Louis, a place where every politician has made promises to transform the neighborhood in the next 5 years, quote unquote, for the last 30 years. And you can wake up to the sweet scent of burnt out buildings. Next, we have Deanwood. Deanwood is similar to Jeff Vanderloo in that your Uber driver will look back, grab your thigh, and slowly say, "Good luck, my sweet boy," before pulling you in for a good lip smacking. And finally, we have Congress Heights. Now, this one I think you will like in particular because the women here dance all hanky-panky-like.
Oh.
You like that term, hanky-panky-like?
I don't mind it. It's old school.
Similar to that greased-up cutie that is still on the Forefox?
He's describing me as a greased-up cutie?
Clip that off.
Not talking about Mo Drummond, is he?
Could be.
The cherry on top is they both wear the same amount of undies and enjoy tradesman hole play. Doug, how many times do we have to tell you? Sunset Hills does not allow for jockstrap night to go past 1 a.m. What do you think this is? Connellville? Screw Chuck Todd, now in an alliance with the never-ending wipe. That's from Jugs in D.C. P.S. It has been an honor to do battle with the Mulch and Bra Emporium, making sense of investing.
So now he's stealing slogans.
Doggone it. I worry about copyright infringement.
And Young, hi. At Projo, it's me, your former intern, Brian Henshin. You know, the Korean one. Let me know if you want a Caitlin Clark signed basketball. I'll bring the ball, you provide the marker, and we'll get this knocked out, buddy. Hashtag for charity, hashtag for freedom. Thanks. That's from #1 Asian intern Brian Henshin. We'll be tracking Ken's hats on my Whisper page, ASMR Chris Cheddar. We bring the cheddar 14. Stop by, drop a like, and forcibly tongue the interior of that bell for notifications, and then send photos of Ken wearing 5 different hats to Negril111 at AOL.com and be entered to win an autographed poster from Sophie Cunningham. Everyone knows she's more popular than Cece. That's from Brian Henshin.
Brian Henshin.
Is Sophie Cunningham more popular than Caitlin Clark? Jackson, what do you think on that? Your ball?
No shot.
No shot.
How about on social media?
No. Caitlin Clark? I mean, like talking about like Sophie's contributions to social media?
She just seems like she's more visible on there.
But I don't know. I'm getting frustrated.
Well, don't get mad.
I'm not mad, but like, I don't understand
I don't understand. I think he's saying as like maybe a social media influence. Like, does she have more Instagram followers, that kind of thing?
No, she does not.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark dominates her in followers.
Right.
Right. So, but like she does like videos and stuff and dances and stuff. So yes, in that sense, yes. But Caitlin Clark is still more popular by a long shot. There's no women's basketball player even close.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Everyone can agree we have to get better at teasing. And when it comes to email of the day, we can't just reveal the winner immediately following the vote. We have to increase time spent listening like Jason Barrett taught us. So at 10:45 a.m., Tim teased that you're going to want to stick around to hear whether Mark from Mark's Mulch and Bra Emporium had extended his winning streak, followed by a riveting Mount Rushmore of St. Louis sports owners discussion where you neglected to mention Sam Breeden, Cardinal owner from 1920 to 1947. Breeden negotiated the Cardinals' move to Sportsman's Park, put Branch Rickey in charge of the front office, where he invented the modern farm system, leading to more World Series championships than Gussie and DeWitt combined. Nice show prep, asses! Then following a break and some live reads, the show ended abruptly as your ADD-afflicted boy producer neglected to reveal the winner as he couldn't wait to get down the hall and listen to everyone's favorite retired pervert flash back to when he decided to start shaving his pubes, reminiscing about snorting amyl nitrate at the gay bars, and ponder questions like what inspires you to be a baby boomer before predicting a dystopian future where the world comes to an end because everyone is as lazy as he is. Doug, that's from Buck Swope, DBA, the recess lady's breast.
Yeah. Buck Swope.
Chairman Kurt was right. We did not reveal. Because I'm not going to go against Buck Swope.
No, it's
no
tough
interest.
competition.
Did anybody else notice Tim looks extra attractive in white?
Doug was saying it during the break.
Yeah, thank you. I just wish I was cross-eyed so I could see two of him.
Oh, gosh.
Has that ever been a person's desire to be cross-eyed?
But this email is about contortionist sex. Francis Park. As I admired the 7-foot bronze sculpture of David R. Francis, another tall drink of water approached me. If Jackie O had a male counterpart, he was it. His effeminate sunglasses completed the ensemble, Martin, in the 2014 TMA Wiffle Ball Tournament, where the winners of the tournament got to play Jason Isringhausen and Jim Edmonds. Doug wore Jackie O's sunglasses.
That's all I could find.
As he approached me, he said, "This is new for me. I have never been with a man before." We both broke out with laughter at the sheer absurdity of his statement.
This is Kevin Miller, isn't it?
No, it's something about a Chrysler LeBaron, 6-cylinder too.
Oh.
We both broke out with laughter at the sheer absurdity of his statement, and then he got serious. "I'm here for a wiffle ball tournament, but I have nothing to prove. I took Tom Seaver deep. Now I'm going to do the same to you." Next thing I know, he goes all palm horse on me.
Oh.
Throwing me up on my belly, folds my legs up to my head like I was Olga Corbett performing continuous circular movements and scissors elements. He'll be driving a 6-cylinder LeBaron when he comes. That's from, that's the name.
Kevin Miller. It's from Kevin Miller.
Driving.
Kevin Miller.
And finally, it does take a long time to develop players, so Baez, sorry for you. Regards, that's from Doc Gooden, Darryl Strawberry, Albert Pools, Bryce Harper, and Nolan Ryan. And it comes from Dan Beal. Dan Beal. Doug, that's what we have. The Design Air Heating and Cooling. No Mark from Mark's Mulch and Bra Emporium today. He's letting somebody else play. It's like Scotty Scheffler takes a week off.
Getaway lineup. He just sits this one out, huh?
And also, if I can get out in front of some complaining.
Oh, what do we got? We got a problem. What do we got, Chairman?
I'm not going to say any names, but we have someone that's usually a squeaky wheel when they don't get read. You cannot curse in any language.
Oh, there you right? Yeah, we got an FCC
and get through the
situation.
filtered file.
There was profanity. The F word.
There was a Spanish curse word.
Oh, really? So they tried to sneak it by the filter?
A gentleman who speaks Spanish.
Taught Espanol.
Yeah, Kurt speaks Spanish. So
and I thought about letting it through and just telling you, hey, omit that last word. But no, keep it clean in all languages.
There you go, Doug.
Cleanish.
There you go.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Yeah, that's good counsel. Chairman Kurt doing the Lord's work in the filtered file. We'll have the winner of the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today coming up. Maybe, apparently, at around 10:55. Martin is headed to onboarding. Big show tomorrow, Martin. All booked by Martin.
Matthew Kachuk
at 7 o'clock.
lead off.
7 o'clock, right at 7 o'clock.
Wow. Maybe he could just say, "Hey guys, it's 7 o'clock in St. Louis. This is Matt," and just take it.
Yes.
Take the ball.
I bet he's excited to be on the show.
Friend of the show, Chomps with the St. Louis Cardinals says, "I will bring soup to you."
I am
Jeff
a Chomps lemon. I am a
Jeff
Chomps
Suppan
lemon.
in studio, the unknown DJ.
And what time's that going to be?
9 to 10.
9 to 10. How about that? And Jackson, last Friday, it was a fact-free Friday?
Yeah, we can run that back, too.
So,
Nice.
Cardinal postseason hero Jeff Suppan here. Matthew Kachuk, two-time Stanley Cup winner on the show. Producer Joe, maybe.
Yeah, can't get him. Can't line
get
him up.
him. Can't get him.
Can't line him up. No, sir. All right, now there it is. There is the Polos Plus dossier for Friday, June 26th. Looks like a big presentation. Of course, that'll also include the VIP Auto Accessories drops of the week. Martin, God bless. Thank you. Martin is headed to onboarding. We are headed into the 10 o'clock hour. It's TMA 101 ESPN. Delmar Mortgage online at delmarmortgage.com. I've been working with that Ryan Luchtefeld here for the last couple of months. Man, can I not say enough good things about the customer service from Ryan Luchtefeld and the people at Delmar Mortgage. Now, Delmar Mortgage has been a family-owned business for 6 decades. Ryan has been working in the industry for 2 decades. He's been working with Delmar Mortgage for 13 years. Customer service, the top priority. Getting you positioned for a pre-approval and fast-track options is what they do, and he gives out his personal number for you to call or to text. Ryan Luchtefeld, former Billiken, now with Delmar Mortgage. Here's his number, 618-593-3608. 618-593-3608. Ryan Luchtefeld and Delmar Mortgage. If you are looking to get pre-approved, if you are looking to get to the closing table quick, fast, and in a hurry, he can do it in as little as 2 weeks. It's Ryan Luchtefeld, Delmar Mortgage, delmarmortgage.com, 618-593-3608, 618-593-3608.
This is Jackson with a Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. Cardinals Diamondbacks tonight, 6:45 p.m. first pitch with Mike McGreevy on the mound for the Redbirds. That was their Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
Chairman Kurt is sitting at the dais. Martin's dealing with that onboarding. And Chairman, there's now backlash to Navy caps on the road. Where is this coming from? Why is this happening?
I just think people like to be negative and contrarian. I don't know how you could, in good faith, look at that uniform and not like it.
With the Navy caps on the road.
Correct.
Yeah. And this beautiful song. Doug, do you describe it as a toe tapper?
I do, yeah.
Said it's Senator Larry Craig's favorite
easy
song.
to dance to.
Kind of getting the itch to get back in the lab a little bit.
Oh, you've been inspired by something.
Yeah, I took some time off and...
Wow, you moved quickly.
I'm recharged, yeah.
Doug, what was the space between Thriller and the Bad album? Was that 4 years?
I don't know. I don't have any idea.
And Off the Wall was 79, so that was about
years.
4 years?
Wish I knew.
And Chairman Kurt, you just go 2 months.
I thought about doing like a Drake thing and putting out 3 at once.
Yeah.
But I'll just, that's for him.
Well, what would be the theme of your next song?
I don't know that yet.
Oh.
Maybe Anthracite Pants on the Road?
Oh, yeah. You can wait until football season or August.
Or I might continue with the Navy Caps theme, but maybe like a little more aggressive. Like this one was kind of poppy, bubblegum, feel good. Like it might be time to turn the heat up a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Heavy metal type demanding the metal.
Yeah.
Blue hats. Yeah, okay.
The red hat is too bright to go with the gray. It's got to be the Navy caps on the road, and we need them. Doug, that's from the never-ending wipe, and he is on board with the Navy caps.
Okay.
It just reminds me so much when they're wearing the red of spring training games. It just doesn't look legit to me.
Okay.
It reminds me of the late 80s, early 90s when they kind of fumbled around.
You bring up Greg Jeffries a lot, don't
Little
you?
Elvis.
Yeah.
Doug, he was the Cardinal All-Star. Was that 90? What do you think, 93?
He was a good hitter.
Gerald Perry was in that era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he got sideways as a coach with the Pirates with Dave Duncan. Pre-game, they started to scrap one day, Doug, up by the batting cage.
It's a bad look.
Did you see the video? There was a professional baseball game. I think it was last night in Venezuela. And like mid-pitch.
Earthquake.
Yeah, the stadium starts shaking in a big earthquake.
I knew there was a big earthquake in Venezuela. I haven't seen that video.
And all the players are like rushing off the field like in a big...
No, they're rushing onto the field. They're rushing into the middle of the field to get away from the bullpen and the dugout, the structures.
Gotcha. I thought maybe they were heading towards like a gate out in the outfield. I saw them heading that way.
Yeah, to me, it seemed like they were like, get to the middle of the field because that way nothing can fall on you.
Do you have clear memories of the World Series that was affected?
Sure.
I was too young, but I've heard the
89?
tales.
89 World Series. I assume you weren't there since it was Oakland and San
I was
Francisco.
not there, no.
Yeah, that was a huge deal. When Al Michaels was on the call, right? Is that as the
While they were on the air.
Is what was known as Candlestick started shaking. You went to that stadium a bunch, I would guess, right?
A few times.
Yeah, I was at that thing. Never for a Giants game, but for some Rams 49ers games.
Yeah, that's where I was too. Yeah, that was old and rickety.
And windy as the day is long.
Yeah. But that was the earthquake where, they got those highways where one is on top of the other, and the top highway collapsed.
Bay
on the
Bridge,
bottom
I assume,
highway.
right?
Yeah, and killed people down there.
Yeah.
How much did that throw the scheduling of the World Series off? Did it push it back significantly?
I don't know. I guess, Jackson, if you want to check Baseball Reference to see what the dates were. I know this specific to it. In my lifetime, I feel like my baseball memory, if operating on the premise that it starts in 1982, so those who are older might cite some teams from the 70s, maybe like the Big Red Machine. I don't know. I know the A's went, did the A's go to like back-to-back World Series, but they didn't win any of them? Something like that? I don't know.
I thought they won one of them at least.
What was the delay in between games?
10 days.
10 days. Wow, is that
so
right?
Game 3 is on October 17th. They did not play again until October 27th, and then the series finished on the 28th.
How about that? That I feel like even with the Yankees teams, as crazy as it sounds, and I realize this sounds kind of ridiculous, maybe the closest thing to it would be the Dodgers, but it just felt like Tony La Russa's, Mark McGwire, those A's teams were invincible. And they were in the World Series 3 straight years. The Kirk Gibson home run in '88. A World Series that I feel like is perhaps just absolutely forgotten outside of Cincinnati is the Reds sweeping that A's team in 1990. But the one World Series that La Russa got with the A's was '89, and because it was in the midst of that earthquake and it happened to be against another Bay Area team, that it was, it just flew under the radar. And so when I look back on a team that had everything, specifically offensive domination, Because when you think of the Braves of the 90s, you don't think of offensive domination. You think of the Maddox, Smoltz, Glavine trifecta.
Why do you hate Steve Avery?
You know what? And Kevin Millwood and Denny Nagel. Yeah. You're right. I do dislike them, and I think I'm being exposed here.
It's very obvious.
That team, with as much as it had going on, offensive domination, and didn't convert. And I think a lot would have said up until the Dodgers run now that the Dodgers had this thing going back to when they played the Cardinals in 2013, the Matt Carpenter at bat against Clayton Kershaw, that they were that team that had it going but didn't convert. The one World Series they got since '88 was the COVID World Series, and kind of like the Reds-A's World Series, that probably flew under the radar. But now the Dodgers have certainly been able to establish dominance in the postseason as well. But yeah, those A's teams, 88, 89, 90, God, absolute machines. Plus, in addition to the McGuire-Canseco thing, you also had Dennis Eckersley winning awards, and Dave Stewart, Doug, remember him?
Yeah. Carney Lansford, I believe, was a good player on that team.
He was a Cardinal third base coach.
Yeah.
Walt Weiss on that team?
Braves manager.
I think so, yeah. Shortstop.
Nope.
Yeah,
Steinbach, Dave Henderson, Ricky Henderson.
Yeah.
And probably Darnell Coles.
If you have a lineup, was Ricky Henderson on that team?
Yeah.
Yeah, he and McGuire and Canseco all together.
It was it looked like batting practice when teams would play against them. And I think, weirdly, I remember Isringhausen saying this one time. He goes, the ball didn't carry at Oakland at night, and it did during the day. So if those guys would have played in like a, one of these bandboxes, like that goofball thing down in Houston, oh my God.
Right.
McGuire hit a ball off of Randy Johnson in Seattle one time. Remember that home run? I think it might have been.
Yeah, Canseco did too.
So it might have been, maybe it was because that was in Toronto at it was called the Sky Dome at the time.
Yeah, it had to go 600 feet.
Oh my God.
It's just the biggest guy in the game, hit like 105 5-mile-an-hour fastball as hard as he could hit it.
I mean, when...
No, it's Mark McGuire.
It was McGuire against Johnson?
538-foot home run against Randy Johnson.
Yeah. That was at the Kingdome.
Yeah, the Kingdome.
Canseco hit one against somebody that was
I think that was
obscene.
It might have been in the playoffs against the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
But my overarching point is that the A's had this dominating team, and like intimidating, dominating team. The Yankees, when they did what they did for that Jeter, Posada, Bernie Williams, who am I leaving out from the big four? Posada, Jeter.
Riviera.
Yeah.
Riviera.
I suppose you can include Pettit in there. But point being, like they did it, but it was like this team, kind of like smiling assassins, so to speak. The A's would just... The A's were kind of a greatest show on turf in baseball. Absolutely dominant. And, they got one. And the one that they happened to get was in the midst of that earthquake.
Mariano Rivera, I'm sorry. I said Riviera. I had the Genesis.
You would like to apologize already.
Yeah, Paul O'Neill was on those teams.
On my mind.
Mm-hmm. Did Dave Stewart have a little Chris Carpenter in him? Was he fiery?
Yeah. Sad for Oakland to have all that history and then to lose their team.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly right, Tim. It's right up there with St. Gabe's fourth grade basketball team.
It isn't.
The TMA wrote it inside.
No. Nobody talks about the St. Gabe's fourth grade basketball dynasty.
I guarantee you Cal Kennedy does, so you sound like an ass right now.
Yeah.
Banners talk, Doug.
Yeah, banners talk.
Well, you print them up yourself.
So what you're saying, Tim, is we should bring back steroids, and I agree. Thanks. That's from the never-ending life.
It made the game fun. Say that. There were a lot of fans complaining that all these home runs were being hit.
Speaking of Tony La Russa, he's in the Disney hit classic Angels in the Outfield, along with a young Matthew McConaughey, Adrian Brody, a grizzled Danny Glover, Tony Danza, and a young Joseph Gordon-Levitt. What a cast, Doug. That's from Biscuits with McGreevy.
I don't remember the skipper in that.
Good or bad?
Great
Joe
cast.
Torre was in it, I think.
Yeah. Great cast, bad movie.
And the premise was that Angels saved the Angels.
Yeah, it's an estranged dad movie, and of all of the children's baseball movies of the 90s, it's the least effective for me.
Outfielders were being picked up and carried by angels to make these diving catches.
In the world of unbelievability that those 90s kids baseball movies, whether it's Rookie of the Year with the kid throwing the ball, Little Big League with the managing. That one seemed like I was like, all right, gone too far.
What about Matt LeBlanc with the chimpanzee pitcher?
Yeah, I think that was more in the, for whatever reason, the chimp movie craze of the 80s and 90s.
What craze it was, Doug. We were fortunate to be alive during that time.
Dunston checks in.
Have any of you ever been in a 6.8 earthquake while in English class and your teacher runs out of the room and literally never comes back? I have. Sharon, not sure I can be at your place with Ellen at that time. Maybe you guys could get to know each other a little bit before I show up. That's from the Warsaw Woods Wacko. So they're kind of setting this thing up via the Air Comfort Service text inbox.
He's in it alone. The other two have no interest.
Like a bullpen session kind of thing.
Doug, Christopher Lloyd is sneaky sexy. Thanks. That's from the mayor of Hogville, but it's also Shrimply Pibble's account because there's a picture of his wife in Barcelona.
And he was in Angels in the Outfield.
Yes. Still alive, Christopher
Does she have a
Lloyd.
nose ring, Doug?
I don't know.
Can't tell. Or is that just dust on my computer?
I don't see one.
Oh, sure. Okay, it's dust on my computer.
That you should blame things. You're like, am I seeing this? Oh, no, it must be dust on my computer.
Text into the program as well. Your wife can be in Barcelona, or you could be setting up threesomes with listeners. 314-399-9646. You can also open up your YouTube app. You type TMASTL, and you can subscribe. And now you've joined 7,000 friends who have subscribed to the TMASTL YouTube channel. The program is called The Morning After. It's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. And it airs every day here on 101 ESPN from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. BK and Ferrario from 11 to 2, and the Fast Lane from 2 to 6 p.m. Lifetime Roofing is the sponsor of the lead on The Morning After. And Doug, what'd you go with as the Lifetime Roofing lead this morning?
Cardinals.
Cardinal baseball.
Mm-hmm. Cardinals.
Matthew Liberatore specifically.
Yeah.
Brad Thompson says, got to stick with him.
Kind of feels like things are trending in the wrong. Well, it doesn't kind of feel like it is. You look at the runs that they've given up the last few games here. They've had games where they gave up 6, 14, 6, 10, 9. That's just in the last 7 games.
Don't give up.
You can't ever give up. Can't ever give up.
Lifetime Roofing sponsored that lead. Lifetime Roofing, STL.com. That's Dustin McClendon and his business. It's veteran-owned. It's locally owned. They only serve the St. Louis metropolitan area, and they've been doing it now for 21 years. They're not out-of-towners. They're certainly not corporate. Their focus is the St. Louis area community only, and since they are here, they are locally accountable in addition to being locally owned. They're online at Lifetime Roofing, STL.com. Ask about their literal lifetime warranty on new roofs and James Hardy siding. Call 314-800-0426 or go online at lifetimeroofingstl.com. 1025 in St. Louis. It's the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling 10 o'clock hour on TMA 101 ESPN. Michael's Flooring's been family and locally owned for over 30 years. He takes pride in helping and making sure his employees are happy and making a great living. Go online right now. You can get 3 samples free from Proximity Mills. That's online at igotfloored.com. Michael's Passions Flooring. When you order from him, he wants you to have the best experience for the best price. That's why he's making sure he gets the best carpet installers he can get and giving them $7 a square yard, which is incredible compensation in this industry. Just come in or talk to him. You're going to see the difference. They want to make sure they suggest the best thing for you and not pushing what corporate's telling them they have too much of. There is a reason he has continued to grow throughout the 31 years. Employees love working for him as they feel like family, and he makes sure they're taken care of, and this then rubs off to the families buying the product as they know they have the best interests of the buyers. They have it all, but carpet's awesome, and it's back. They have so many varieties of all flooring in 3 easy-to-get 2 locations in St. Louis, Creve Coeur, Darden Prairie, and St. Peter's. Come see why people are loving getting floored by Michael, and make sure you visit igotfloored.com. Doug, I just glanced up at the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat briefly when Papers came back into the Stiefel studios here. And Lisa Lips 2019 wants to know if the gently used bidet is still for sale.
Who's
going on in there?
She's new.
Lisa Lips 2019?
I don't remember hearing that name
It's
before.
a guy. It's a fellow. Come on, a little overweight. Bit of a boiler.
But wants a gently used bidet.
Who's selling it?
Have you used one before?
Yes.
I don't mind it.
Yeah. No, there's nothing to dislike. Cleans your underpinnings.
Would you get a used one, or would you go new?
No.
What if it's gently used, like what Lisa Lips is
No.
asking?
Can you lease those, or do you have to buy?
I think you buy. Although if you move into another house and you got showers, you don't say, "Oh my God, I got a shower up there. What am I doing?" I mean, you keep the same faucets and everything, right?
You know how to put in a garbage disposal?
I've done that.
What are you doing today?
I didn't say I was good at that, but I've done it. It's basically screw it on and screw it off.
That's what my afternoon's looking like.
Okay, you'll get
Shut up, ravioli head.
Go to YouTube and ask how you do it. And
YouTube University?
Yeah, they'll show you how to do it.
I like people to not count on me.
It's not an impossible thing to do for the beginner do-it-yourselfer.
You're a gentleman who enjoys a dry rub once in a while?
Well, I assume you have some tools for this.
I went to Seckman.
So
that doesn't work the same as Slough High.
Okay.
Tool belt for daddy.
Yep.
Yeah, you won't need a tool belt, just a couple of tools.
Doug, what percentage of TMA listeners have had a threesome? Thanks. That's from Packer Dave. Jackson has the numbers there. I guess we get those from Nielsen. Jackson, what percentage of TMA listeners have had a threesome?
I just refreshed on that data point that we've had for a while now. 3.8%.
Oh, baloney. That's way high.
It's, the data doesn't lie.
I actually think it's low.
Yeah, men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
Nobody said it was quality, but
people talk about it, but does it really happen?
Well, this was.
Hey, watch this. Don't talk about it. Be about it.
That report doesn't discriminate between the more popular MMF or the less popular MFF. So it's just total threesomes.
It's just three friends getting together and saying, "How are you?"
And how many listeners do you think we have on any given day?
According to my dad, we have 6 billion.
6 billion listeners?
Yeah.
And you're telling me 3.8% of those?
Mm-hmm. It's pretty good.
So it's in the hundreds of millions?
That's right.
Of threesomes.
But that's the thing is, it's like a domino effect. Like, if you have that many people who've had it, that means those partners then also have it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's not just one person.
I follow what you're saying.
Because
whether or not it's being communicated effectively.
What I'm saying is,
you're saying listeners. How do you know that the other two are listening?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Is 2 of the 3 at least usually are also listeners. So it's like, oh my God, we just tripled our numbers only on like 3 threesomes.
I guess if you say we have 6 billion listeners, that would be most of the planet.
Right.
What do you think the oldest cumulative age of a threesome would be?
Oh.
Think it's over 200?
And it took place at the villages?
Yes, over
Probably
200.
over 200.
And at the villages?
Less than 300, but over 200.
I would hope it was less than 300.
300.
Kind of getting close to kink shaming there, too.
250, I don't even think. But in between 200 and 225.
Yeah, you could be 3 people in their late 60s.
Right. A nice vintage.
Nice vintage.
I needed a title.
Nice vintage is the title of this hour.
Mm-hmm. They'll be so handsomely rewarded when they find out what the context of it was.
If we're counting MMMs, the total is 43%. That's from Mrs. Janny
It counts
Shanahan.
all of it.
43%.
All of these numbers are crunched.
Yep. Yeah, Jackson has the data.
We're working on skewing that to then the subcategories, the MFF, the MMM, FFF. So we're working on that. That data will come to you soon.
Yep.
So with that many people, surely some of them have had their MMM and then tried to get out of the house so quickly that something went wrong with the garage door. And then they would have to call Schaefer Door.
So they're calling Schaefer for an escape route?
Yes, that's exactly right. And you know who's there to help you? Jason Gostrow and his team.
I agree with that.
It's in the
It
copy.
comes up all the time with him. That's why they have the special Monday morning standby service, because a lot of these things are happening on Sunday night. And so And so Schaefer Door will get out there to help you out of your MMM debacle.
Yeah, 60 minutes and some group sex.
Put that off.
And
it's another working
doesn't
title for the
matter
hour
what
show.
kind of door you have, Schaefer Door can fix it. So don't worry about your next MMM escape route. Because Schaefer Door is well experienced in helping you out. And if you run a small business with a warehouse, big tall doors, and that's where these things are going on, Schaefer Door is experienced in those types of jobs as well. They service all kinds of garage doors. They do new installs with LiftMaster. You just get a LiftMaster garage door, you're probably not going to have many problems. They're strong, quiet, and they are versatile. The business has many family members that have worked there for many years, big enough to get any kind of job done, small enough to talk with a real person when you have a problem. And you know what? Their service techs are not commission-based.
Which is especially important in this context.
In this context especially. That's why I'm laughing when I shouldn't be. The website is SchaeferDoor.com. That's Schaefer with only one F. Spell it with me, please. SCHAEFER, SchaeferDoor.com. Or you could call or text. I'll give you the number. You'll never remember it. 636-782-3608. You will remember the website, SchaeferDoor.com. And if you have them out, you will remember that they do fantastic work. Schaefer Door is a LiftMaster partner.
There it is, Schaefer Door, and I don't think it's going to have to be a make good. I think you landed the plane.
Oh, I think let's hope.
The program's called TMA. It's presented by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN.
copy.
TMA 101 ESPN. We are broadcasting from the Stiefel studios here on the program. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Chairman Kurtz sliding into the dais when Martin goes to onboarding, and Jackson Burkett on the ones, and also he is on the twos here on the program. And we welcome you to participate in the program by texting, calling in, or by opening up your YouTube app and talking it over in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat, where Lisa Lips 2019 is looking to see if somebody is selling a gently used bidet. And people are wondering where Pestis from Festus is.
Yeah, I wonder what happened to him. We miss his calls.
Chairman, when's the last time you heard from him?
Gosh, I can't even think of the last time.
It's been months.
2026? Has he called in 2026?
I don't think so.
It's a good question.
APB on Pestis from Festus. APB on Pestis from Festus. If you know Pestis from Festus, let us know his whereabouts. Festus.
Yeah, he had some great calls.
AI Overview says the Pestis persona quickly became a fixture in the show's universe, known for dropping sports takes and offering plumbing tips. Do you remember him offering plumbing tips?
All right. I don't know.
I don't. Maybe AI heard you talking about your garbage disposal.
He called in on December 30th, 2025.
Did he?
Holy crap. How about this knowledge,
been
Doug?
that
This is how
long.
Jackson has the number on the percentage of TMA listeners who've had threesomes.
Yeah.
Everything is there. Data points.
3.8%.
We have a crack R&D team here.
Yeah, we do.
Less than 1% had threesomes.
What do you think on that, Papers?
In the world population,
No, on our TMA listenership.
I think 3.8% is a good number.
You really think that's the number?
Yeah, if you were to take 100 listeners, I would say
I'm
3
thinking
or 4.
over. But I'm a well-known pervert.
Yeah. But like if you get married at 25, you probably haven't had a threesome in your life. You know what I'm saying?
I think most people haven't. Most.
You just got dismissed. You see that?
I'm not, again, even though my data points are right here, I don't have a lot of information to counter your point on it. It's kind of a feel thing.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like hitting out of the sand.
Yeah.
And
Can't dig in too deep, though, Doug. Keep it shallow. Now, you're not. You bring in the risk of thinning it and then blading OB.
Yeah.
But not too deep.
I had to play out some wet sand yesterday. I don't know how to handle that.
Open up that club face for me.
I did.
I need the weight on your front knee. I need the weight on your front knee now.
It's always, that's where it's all. I take the same approach, and I just always catch it thin.
Hit
Always
9
catch the
o'clock in the takeaway. Hit 3 o'clock in the follow through. We'll be fine.
Yeah,
Let's go.
just-
Let's go. Let's go. We go. Let's
just
go.
the
Pace of
target.
play. Pace of play. They're on us.
ball. That certainly works great in soft sand, but that hard packed wet sand, it's hard to get anything out of it.
Forbes says that between 10 and 18% of adults in U.S. and Canada have participated.
Oh, look
Cut
at
it
that.
out.
Look at that.
So that means our audience is actually 30% less.
Right.
But 18% of men, only 10% of women. So since we have a bunch of women, it's probably closer to 10.
That's
don't
correct.
have any.
That's
That
actually
certainly leads.
Chairman Kurtz doing the right math here.
Lends to Prod Joe's theory that the MMF is more popular.
That's correct. And he brought that up with Heath Schuler.
Maybe about Heath Schuler?
What did Heath Schuler have to do with it?
It was something about Heath Schuler and T. Martin.
T. Martin, of course, led Tennessee to the national championship. Doug, many of you think it's probably Peyton Manning, but it wasn't. It was Tom Maurice.
Okay.
DBA T. Martin.
All right. Yeah, I'd forgotten.
Following year, 98 volunteers. Peyton Manning, 97 volunteers. And they only won the national championship because Clint Sterner fumbled. Is that right?
I don't remember that.
Got to do show prep, man. Guys, I'm 26, recently married, no threesome, nor have I coughed to try to get one going. Sorry to disappoint you, Tim. That's from Marsh's Burner. And is Marsh's Burner in Storrs, Connecticut, or is it Marsh's Collage Program? I can't keep them straight.
I can't remember.
And did he say he coughed to try to get one going? Is that what?
That was Jackson's move. Right there.
You clear your throat and that signals that you're ready for a threesome?
Too long a story for me to retell in its entirety. But yes, essentially, I was in bed with somebody, and there was someone else in the room, and I was like, the throat clearing will either signal them to leave or, maybe join. But either way, I was going to get home.
Oh.
How about this guy over here?
Did you hear that knock on the door? May I join you? Is that what you had?
That would be a much more direct.
Okay.
When the sand is wet, Jackson, you actually want to open the face less and try to hit the shot more like a regular chip. Thanks, Caddyshack hack.
All right. I'll ask Stan the caddy on Monday.
Yeah.
See what he thinks.
Doug, you're going to shoot 105. He's already told you. This guy knows the golf course. He knows your game.
I would take it and then not play.
Papers, what number you want?
If I break 90, I'd be thrilled.
Okay. I don't know about this rough condition.
Sweet Kai says penal as all get out.
Is that right?
It says penal as all get out. But if there is one thing about my game that I have somewhat confidence about, it's off the tee. So
you're a fairway finder.
Yeah, I know it doesn't go long, but I feel pretty confident with the driver in my hand. So, but the green's rolling really fast. Could be a real issue. Short game has been abysmal recently. Putting has improved, but we'll see. Break 90, I'm happy.
All right. Doug,
okay.
You got to break 105 from Stan.
I don't think I can do it.
Swing Thoughts by Bob Rotella.
Yes, okay.
First chapter. I don't think I can do it.
Just trying to be honest.
Mr. Tim, what is the age that you'd be confident you could shoot the age as your golf score? That's from Steven time.
But then you'd be like in your 70s trying to shoot 72, Like right now.
Yeah, I know.
It's in your game.
It's a different ball game.
Right.
But is he moving up to the forward tees at that age?
Yeah. I wish more guys would be comfortable doing that. There's plenty of guys I see.
Great. In 3 months, you comfortable going up against me from the white tees?
Hell nah.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah. But I wish guys, there's such a pride thing about it. And it's like, you're just playing you're making the game so much harder and way less fun when you're teeing up, when you're hitting your drives like 200 yards and you're teeing up from, way far back. I just hate it for guys. Check your pride at the door, man.
Put that off.
Huh. Well, some of them feel like you're teeing off at the ladies' tees, and that's what guys say.
But they've changed the nomenclature on that. It's the forward tees and the back tees.
Still the ladies' tees.
Okay, but we're trying to speed the game up and make it more fun for everybody. Who cares if you're teeing? You're teeing up where you're supposed to be teeing up from.
I didn't say I cared. Some guys care.
Whether it's the ladies' tee, you call it what you want. It's where you're supposed to be hitting from.
What about the Cardinals? That's from Gavin Gibbs. He's in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. Doug, they will take on the...
He just screamed that?
Yeah, I was in caps.
Okay.
I interpret caps as a scream. Is that
I think
incorrect?
That's fair. Yeah.
Okay. Is Gavin Gibbs active today?
I've seen him in there a little bit. He didn't strike me as a ne'er-do-well.
Doug, the Cardinals take on the Diamondbacks. Yeah. Mike McGreevy needs a win. He gets a win, he'll be on the program tomorrow.
I see this stat as we think about, can they catch the Brewers or not? Run differential, the Brewers are a plus 123. The Cardinals are a -1. So the Brewers have been 124 runs better than the Cardinals this year.
I asked Doug this during one of the breaks. What do you think the worst run differential is to ever make the MLB playoffs?
Ooh, I have to tell you, it has to be recent. Now, that might be a flawed statement, but that's where I am just because they've watered it down so much.
Do you want me to answer that question?
Sure, yeah.
Yes, within the last 5 years.
Now, what's that noise?
That's a little gerbil trying to escape from its tube.
It's got to be like an AL Central team.
No.
Damn.
Hey, all right, now we're down to 25 teams to work with. Cardinals haven't really done a lot of playoffing.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the 21 team.
2023 Marlins.
Okay.
Doug, we could have stayed here until 7 p.m.
I had to break into programming and give Doug the answer. He wasn't going to get home. -57.
Jeez.
It's quite a system.
And since we're on the subject of run differential, I noticed the LA Dodgers have scored more runs than any team in baseball and given up the fewest number of runs of any team in baseball.
What's it?
The Dodgers.
Yeah.
So you say they're smoking.
Scored the most and allowed the fewest.
And are like have 75% of their roster healthy, if that.
Yeah. And the run differential is plus 144.
They just have guys and go, oh, they're still on the team and they're coming back. I mean, they're doing NBA load management there.
Yeah.
And the Hall of Famer retires, they just go out and buy another one the next year.
They go out and get Tucker. He's been a bucket of crap. Yeah. Sans bucket.
For $60 million a year.
What they lack is the best fans in baseball.
How about that? Maybe that changes your mind.
They've got the most fans in baseball.
Yeah, but they're not the best.
Not the best.
We'll take a break, come back with the winner of the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. It's TMA 101 ESPN. Well, here we go. This is your opportunity, and you can do it with the United States. Today, on the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Not anymore with FanDuel's Super Sub. If your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you're still in it until the final whistle. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. And here is Jackson Burkett, expert soccer analyst, with a play for you today.
Japan and Sweden play tonight at 6 p.m. You're going to go to team props on FanDuel. It's going to say both teams to score. You have a yes or a no option. You're going to click yes at -128. Get that 30% profit boost on FanDuel. Boom. Japan, Sweden, both teams to score.
Both teams scoring.
Yep,
there it is. Jackson's been on the heater with these plays. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Must be 21 and older and present in Missouri. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Jackson with a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Cardinals D-backs tonight, 6:45 p.m. first pitch with Mike McGreevy on the mound for the Redbirds. That was another Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's TMA 101 ESPN. Jackson's got the winner of the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today.
Who is it?
Kevin Miller.
Oh,
wow.
Really?
I didn't know he wrote in.
He'll be writing the LeBaron when he comes or whatever it was.
Congratulations, Doug. That's a great win for him.
I forgot to vote. Maybe he wouldn't have won had I voted.
Sorry, I can only go off the votes.
I know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
VK and Ferrari are coming up next. Time for us to shut it down. For Jackson Burkett, for Chairman Kurt, for Martin Kilcoyne, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Elvin Vaughn, I'm Tim McKernan. This has been The Morning After, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN.